Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Let me just reduce the music a bit for a while. Guys, I'm missing a co-host. I have a feeling my co-hosts might be still thinking that I'm on the old daylight savings time. Alright, let me see. Can I play a little bit of chill music in the background while we're talking? Let me just... welcome Dashboard Devil, MSG, Harticus, Check NMS, Insight, Vortex, sorry Kiwi, who else did I see? I saw Daniel Hipley as well there, and Cul-de-sac, welcome. So you know, these things happen. All right, this is what happens when we are shifting daylight saving times on 2 different times. I have no idea why. First of all, why daylight saving time actually exists. And the second of all, I don't know why they put it on 2 different dates. Black Cypher, thanks so much for the subscription, welcome. And Hashishi, welcome as well, and thank you for the sub. Welcome to the Beeble Hive. Cul-de-sac Jack, welcome. Should have a good chunk of Dread stream coming over. It should be good time. Good. Well, we're talking to them in like to him in like half an hour. I'm feeling we might not see DJ before an hour. Poor guy. He's gonna be so nervous. Diacron, welcome to the stream, good to see you. And there got my OPs4, so after an extended break, I started a new build based around a Viking. You've been playing some No Man's Sky, MSG? Because Ben Franklin. Hey, Ozzy the Mozzie, welcome. Justin Slaney, welcome. Black Cypher, hello, welcome. Cause America. Yeah, it's Jason's fault. Anybody else I missed there? I don't think so, no. Not good. So yeah, normally we talk to the DJ and I said like, how you doing? How was your day? How are you going, man? And JJ, welcome as well to the stream, good to see you. I'm gonna fill my glass up so we are at least having some talking juice. So yeah, while we're waiting for either DJ or later on Dread, what are you thinking, guys? There's like experimental branch dropped today. I was like expecting that there would be an update today. Well, I wasn't expecting an update, but when I saw the experimental branch update, it was like, helly. Anyway, cheers everyone. Welcome to Studio 16. And for everybody that's in the morning, good morning and have a good coffee. So yeah, I don't know. This is a experimental patch which is fixing a lot of problems that existed, a lot of render issues. It also updated the Havoc engine from 2020. I think it was pretty old. I think it was a 2020 engine to 2023. So that's an updated engine. Now the Havoc engine is what is used for physics, is used for the cloth, the cape, is used for even the AI. So we might see some improvements there in the future, or maybe an update that brings more information there, but more, content about that. But we don't know. Like I said, no communication from Sean Murray or the Hello Games except for that single emoji. So yeah. I saw the experimental, I hope this week. I don't think we will see anything this week anymore. I mean, we might see the experimental going to normal tomorrow. That might be possible. But for the rest, maybe next week. Like I said in the member stream, if there's no updates anymore in November and we're going straight to reruns, then I have to say I found 23 pretty disappointing for what was promised. I mean, as in 2023 would be a bigger year than 2022. I don't agree. Herwade, welcome. How are you doing? Good to see you in the stream. Maybe they fixed the bubble vat in the experimental branch. Annie Roots, welcome. Good to see you. How are you? I think we're all hoping for a nice update. Yeah, I was thinking that, Dashboard. Now, the thing is that if we have 4 expeditions and we get to reruns, they start at the end of November. That means that if there would be an expedition dropping now or next week, that means we would have like hardly 2 weeks to finish the expedition. So that doesn't make any sense anymore. So I don't think we will see an expedition dropping. Or they have to shift everything to start later. But they could drop a small content update and then have the reruns just drop right after that as a, you know, overlapping, because it doesn't matter if I don't want to do the reruns, I can do the updates, so that should work. Looking more like it would just be an expedition before end of the year. Yeah, like I just explained, I don't think we will see an expedition anymore. Dark Hellboy, welcome. Good to see you. Mean Trent, welcome to the stream. Hey guys, thank you so much for being here. 46 people already in the chat, that's good. Hey Piggy, welcome. How are you? Was it Piggy that was asking about the space engineers? I think it was Piggy, no? Last time? Kiwi Pirate, did I say hello to you? Because I might have confused you with Solid Kiwi. Okay, Piggy, I will tomorrow evening have another Space Engineers Escape from Mars. Tomorrow evening and Saturday evening. So there will be 2 Escape from Mars in each day. This is just because I have the Friday off. There's nobody at home, so I have my own evening. So tomorrow afternoon I will be doing Starfields, and then in the evening I will be doing Space Engineers, the Escape from Mars, and then Saturday evening I will do another Escape from Mars. Don't forget to lick that button. Yep, lick it good. Enjoying the UK weather. And what is that weather, Anirudh? I'm doing good, by the way, Anirudh. It's actually pretty okay. It's starting to cool down finally, so I might be able to turn off my AC soon enough. And then I can enjoy the heat of my PC warming up my room instead of having to cool it down. Because, man, it's been... the summer started pretty late this year. It started like... let me see. It started in like... halfway May, June. I mean, just that you know, summer and... There's only 2 seasons in Malta. There's summer and winter. That's the 2 seasons. And winter is not cold. It's just wet and rainy. That's what it is. So you have like summer that starts normally somewhere beginning of May, starts heating up all the way until like September, October, and then it starts cooling down. And then January, February is very wet with like 5 degrees, 10 degrees temperature. Then it goes up again a bit, and in May it starts going really high. So this is like a lot of heat. Weasel, how you doing? Good to see you. Just rain and more rain, Anirudh. I do sometimes miss the rain, and I miss the snow as well. I'm likely going to check out Space Invaders after the holidays. Been liking the looks of it. Inside, I'm really enjoying Space Engineers. I think it's an underrated game, but it is definitely not an easy game, and I think it could definitely use with a better guidance through the first steps. But then, you know, you just watch my videos and you're good. Hey Walter, welcome back. Good to see you, man. Dread just ended his stream. Good. He should be there in a little while. I am in Malta, Dark Hellboy. Oh, what's that? OBD Pokes. ODB Pokes. Welcome to the stream. Pete, welcome. Good to see you. Normally we don't have the time for that. I don't have time to say hello to you. Normally I'm straight to the talk with DG. I am not Maltese, by the way, as you can probably see. Hey, USM, welcome. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. So I think Dread is just gonna take some time, slow down, maybe have a drink or eat something, and then come to the chat room. I don't see him jumping in the game yet, so we have some time for a little bit more talking. In case, let me just take the link ready so we can drop this in the chat. Copy. Is it about 3:30? Yeah, that's the time we normally talked about that. But I'm gonna really drop the link paste. There we go. And I'm gonna pin this. There we go. I would like to have James check actually a space between, so I might have to do that. Damn it. Give me a second. Dread probably want to comb his hair before. Yeah, I think so. That's gonna be better like that. Let me just repin this. There we go. That's better. Ed B, welcome, and Will Armstrong, welcome to the stream. Good to see you, and thank you for the sub. I still need to work on the cache glitch, so I did explain you about the cache glitch, what you need to take into account now with the inventories and stuff. I hope they fix ship trading. To be honest, Bridget, I never really did it. So I have no idea what was broken there, so... Studio 16, how did I not notice that sooner? Actually, while we're here, we can actually talk... For the people that are not have been here already, well, I shouldn't... I can actually just fly around now. But now let's just walk around. So this is the studio I built like 2 years ago. This is the studio we are using in the beginning for like interviews. We have a little... you know, sitting area with the guests. We had the cameras, we had some lights, and then last year we did a challenge where people could build a studio, and then I downloaded that studio and placed them with mine as well. So we have 2 extra studios right here, which is the Studio 16, the B studio. So you can see we have a number 16 in the back there. So this is Studio 16 by Japanese Schulmieden. Very cool studio. Really like the lighting here. And then, hey Dread, good to see you, man. How are you? Welcome. And then we have the second studio, which is done by Eve Kana. And this is definitely one of my favorite corners there. This is a nice studio for sure. I like the camera that is hanging there, the lights and stuff. The only problem is my Gek is too small and you cannot see him and he's sitting behind the desk. So this is definitely not the best studio for sitting with a small Gek. But I do like the little sofa here with the, you know, little cozy corner. This is like the little cozy corner chat. Anyway, we got some studios, but today we're gonna be having our interview with Dread in the original No Man's Sky Studio 16. There's even a little microphone if you want to do some singing, Dread. Right, let's just sit down. Did I miss somebody saying hello there? I think I said Throttle Jockey, welcome, good to see you. How are you? Captain Steve, Mr. Captain, welcome. We have another captain in the chat here. Dread Captain James, Captain Steve. We've got some high ranking officers here. My voice will not be good for singing. So we got a little problem, guys. I mean, it's not a problem. It's just a little bit of inconvenience. DG Squared is not here yet, and that is probably because he's still under the impression that the daylight saving times has not been switched, which is okay. We're gonna have a talk with Dread Captain James, and then DJ can jump in later. He's gonna have to catch up a bit, but that's gonna be it. Top rank in chat. So James, if you feel like jumping in already, you can do that. You can jump in the game, come and sit here next to me, and I'll pull you in the chat as well. I will see when you jump in, and I'll pull you into the chat as well in a second then. Hopefully you see me. It's just taking its sweet time to... No worries. Are you playing on a PlayStation? No, you're not. I actually was on experimental, and then I said, oh, I need to change that, because if I do the multiplayer, then experimental does tend to cause some issues with the connection. If you have not checked already, guys, I dropped a link, and it's in the pinned comment. This is the link to Dread Captain James, his YouTube channel and his Twitch channel. On his YouTube channel, he's making content. He also streams. I think he does Dread After Dark, which is like another game that is nothing to do with like space, I think, as far as I know. But most of the time he is streaming on Twitch, and I would say definitely go and check him out. He's always fun to watch. Definitely a good vibe in the chat as well. So really a good No Man's Sky and Starfield and other stream content as well. But you know, I met him when he did No Man's Sky. Um. If you have any issues with joining, Dread, I might have to jump in your save, and then we might have to travel through the anomaly and get here. That might be another solution. Just getting the infernal connection screen. Sometimes I just jump out and do it again. Sometimes it just doesn't work the first time. If it doesn't work, we can also do it reverse, and I join you, and then you jump in my through the anomaly. Oh, no, there he is. Dread Captain James has joined the group. All right, let's pull you in. Hello.
Oh, hello, sir. I did it. I made it work.
Yes, you're in the game.
Huzzah.
Alright guys, in the chat, if you let me know how the volume is of James, let me know if it's okay. I can boost it or drop it so that's, you know, we sound the same. Do I have everything ready? I have everything ready. Okay, show is ready, studio is ready. I just missed my co-host.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think he still is under the impression that we are on the old daylight saving times, because you have, you know, the daylight saving time switches in different weeks.
I was hearing you say that. I was laughing like crazy over here because I would totally do that.
Yeah.
A million percent.
I was hoping for
James, it's nice to actually get to talk to you for real. This is cool.
It's different than just chatting, no?
It is. It really is.
Do you find my base? Can you land?
Yeah, I'm heading toward you right now.
All right, good. Beep's karaoke taxi. You know what, Kiwi? That would be a good idea if we would have like a vessel we can sit with more than one person in. That would be a good idea, you know.
That would be so cool.
Like a 20 minutes part. Like instead of we just jump into the ship and we fly around singing songs.
That would be so good. I'm coming in for a landing.
You should see me sitting in the wooden.
Oh
structure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool, man. Oh wow. That's so cool. Oh my goodness. All right, which chair should I take a seat
you can pick whatever. I think the one closest or the middle, that's okay. I think DJ always sits in the furthest one, so
he sits in the furthest one. All right, I won't mess him up. There we go.
Welcome, Dread Captain.
Thank you. This is so cool.
Finally, I can now introduce Dread Captain James, sitting right next to me. If you want to check him out, he is making content both on Twitch and YouTube. The links are in the pinned comment, or MSG's just dropped the link again in the chat as well. Definitely,
hey, thank you, man.
Definitely go and check him out. He does some great content. He does some great content on YouTube as well. He's been focusing on a lot of lore. If you're interested in some No Man's Sky lore, he's definitely some cool stuff going on there.
There is so much to delve into, man. I definitely bit off way more than I could chew.
Especially now. Now.
Good lord.
In the beginning, it was like, you know, snippets and stuff like that. We had to figure everything out, and then, you know, trying to figure out what it would mean. But there's so much lore now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's perfect for conspiracy theorists.
Oh man. We've had quite a few running this week alone, just with just around the Gek.
Yeah.
That's dark, man. There's some really dark stuff.
The first spawn, the first spawn is pretty dark. I was always hoping to see some first spawn coming back into the game one day, like a a very difficult race or something.
It seems like there might be a possibility with just some of the stuff that we discovered, like between Tuesday and today. There was one that we came across that I thought was really weird, and I hung on it for a while. There's one where it talked about the first spawn potentially still being around, but being called the last spawn now.
There's a very small cult. Yeah, there's a very small cult of the silver spawn.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I don't know. Yeah, I like the idea that maybe they will be coming back. That would be so good. And then they also had another one that I saw today that was really interesting, where they were talking about the percentages of Gek in the spawning pools that were like primed for working. And then there was one, it was like 0.08% still felt the urge to do what the first spawn did. And I was like, that's a non-zero number of Gek that want to go homicidal, genocidal maniacs. Oh my god. There's a good reason they're telling us about this. So I don't know, maybe they got something.
It's a bit of a the thing is, I'm not sure if you saw the fan art about the first spawn. Somebody drew the first spawn as they assumed they would look. But according to the lore, the first spawn are hiding between the Gek now as the Gek in the trading,
What?
So it doesn't look like they look different, which is a bit of a shame. I wish they would look a little bit more fearsome.
So I was that's interesting, the physical appearance kind of okay. So I have another thing that made me kind of trip out today too, where they were talking about how it was the one where they're talking about how to treat or process the Korvax. And they said they're going to give them tools to humiliate themselves, and they gave them the appearance of flesh. And it dawned on me when I read that I was like, wait a minute, what did they look like before they were conquered? So like what we see now, they do look humanoid. They look like they have bodies.
Yeah.
That's from the Gek. Oh my god, right? Like, so what did they look like before?
So now if you look at the autophages, you can start to realize now, the Korvax might have looked like autophages before,
Yeah, you're right. That's nuts.
I did talk about that in my speculation, not speculation, my like deep dive into the ARG when I did that video about it.
Okay, so yeah, that's right.
I was like, but hey, they changed flesh, so does that mean that the Korvax looked mechanical before, So yeah.
That's the thought, right, yeah.
Anyway, before we jump in all of this stuff.
Yeah, sorry.
Dre, how are you doing, first of all?
Very well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Much better now you're here as well.
I saw you were live and I was like, oh crud, I thought I had until 3:30. Oh no.
No, well, you have until 3:30. Normally I have a talk with DJ for like 25 minutes or something, and then we invite you in there. But that's okay. It's a different approach. So I'm going to start trying to think about the questions we normally ask, because it's a bit of a normally back and forth. But let's start with beginning. When did you start with playing No Man's Sky, Dread?
Ooh. For me, I didn't ever have any kind of a good like gaming rig or anything till roughly about 2018. And that was like I have played games as long as I can remember. I've always had a console or something, but I didn't really have anything good until then, and that's when I kind of started looking at streaming as well too. I had heard about the dumpster fire that was the launch of No Man's Sky, and I'd also only thought it was a PlayStation title, so I never really had any urge to go near it. One day, after getting my beautiful gaming rig for the very first time, and having spent a ton of time on it, I was in Steam and I saw No Man's Sky pop up, and I was like, this is the one that everybody has said is like, don't go near this game. And it was, at that point where it was half off, it was right when Next launched, I believe.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at this thing, it's $30. And I'm like, that's not the end of the world. If I buy this and it's terrible, whatever, $30. All right,
Yeah.
that's 3 burritos. Who cares, right? So I measure money in burritos. That's the best way to do it.
No burritos,
Um,
guy.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I jumped in and I thought it was like a weekend or something. And I knew like I didn't have a whole lot of time to really like mess around with it. So I was like, all right, I'll give it like 20, 30 minutes. And then, maybe we fold this in on stream at some point. That'd be kind of neat. About 5 hours later, my wife is coming downstairs super angry. Like, what have you been doing down here all day? And I'm like, what time is it? And she's like, it's like dinner time. And I went, oh my God, you got to see this game. It's wild. This is insane. Like it immediately hooked me. So it was one of those things right off the bat. Even back then, it was just from that point on. If I wasn't maining it, I was still coming back to it, doing stuff. I missed a bunch of the expeditions. I didn't get to do those. Like the first 4 of them, I didn't get to do. I'm really bummed about that. And I never really understood a whole lot of the lore because I didn't spend enough time in it. But now that I have the ability to, it's even more. It's got me hooked even more than it ever did.
Yeah. Well, I think it came in actually a pretty perfect time as well into No Man's Sky. I think next was actually the perfect time to actually, everything started really stabilizing. There was a lot of new additions. Multiplayer factually actually happened. You saw other players.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good time. Yeah. And then you have, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
And then you started streaming straight away from, is that because I only found you like with, I have to think now, maybe 1 year ago?
Yeah. I think it was about a year ago. Yeah. No, I never really mained it. I did for a little bit. I used to stream only at night when I was working full time, at, like an insurance company that I used to work for. And, so like, the kids would go to bed and I would just stream until like 3 a.m. and then rinse and repeat every single day. No sleep, all stream, and, and I would go in and out of No Man's Sky. I'd do it for months at a time. And then I'd put it down and move someplace else, do something else. And it was one of these things that every time I came back to, it was like, dude, this is the right place. This is where I need to be. This is what I need to be working on. But I was never like really fully invested with it. Like right now, I would say it's a main staple. That and like Starfield has been taking up a lot of my time, but like No Man's Sky is definitely a main staple of the channel by a long shot, But yeah, I would say, when did I really start like kind of bearing down on No Man's Sky? Was probably late 2021, maybe early 2022. Yeah,
I think that was a perfect time to start in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2022 was my favorite year of all years with updates.
Oh, it was
I mean, Frontiers was great because that was like a perfect refresh for my channel. It was all about building, so that was like a big boost. Yeah. But then the year after, like Outlaws, Sentinel, Endurance, these were 3 magic updates. Waypoint put a little bit of a dampener on that for many players, but 2022 was an amazing year for me.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, this year I feel like they haven't fully. No, they haven't hit it yet, but it's been good. But no, we're not there.
No, I was actually saying the chat as well. Like, I mean, 2023 was a great year. We got some great updates. Echoes was a good update, but Sean said like, 2023 is going to be bigger than 2022, and for the moment, I do not feel like that as a player.
Right.
But it might be different for them. For them, this might be a magic year. I mean, they released it on I think we just got DJ.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
First time in a long time I've slept in. Sorry, fellas.
I wasn't sure if you slept in or you're mistaken the time because we have the switch of hours.
No. Sadly, I just slept through my alarm, so I was just
no worries.
Sorry about that.
You'll just have your coffee and.
Sorry, Dread Captain. That's no disrespect.
None whatsoever, man. Don't worry.
Not a good morning for me.
I feel that, man. I got 2 kids. We have good mornings very rarely. Always a struggle to get out the door. I feel it. You get to sleep in. Enjoy that.
Yeah.
DJ. Inside Fortis is asking, is DJ the guest or is he the host?
No. He's a dirty kid.
Good to hear you, DJ. I'm hoping you're doing all right and waking up a bit.
Yeah, I'll get there. I looked at the time and went, oh my God, jumped out of bed. I didn't even make coffee yet. So, yeah. Sorry to disrupt all the questions.
No worries, no worries, no worries. We were talking about how it all began for Dread, so we're still in the very beginning of the interview.
Oh, good.
So, Dread, just in case, I'm not sure if you know DJ Squared or who he is.
By name.
Okay, by name.
I know you by name.
Okay, so DJ Squared is a major part of the No Man's Sky Cafe, which is actually I would say a hub, and
it's
like
a community and a hub,
community,
yes.
civilization, community hub in No Man's Sky. One of the first ones that actually was created like years and years ago, and is still pretty active with all the events and all the players and new players in No Man's Sky. And he is one of the co-founders, I would say, from No Man's Sky Cafe and much more.
That's really cool. I feel like I did not do my homework. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. Co-founder, not necessarily, but I've been a leader there since about 6 months in. So,
oh man, okay,
that would
cool.
be Lily Hop. Yes. So, no, it's been a great ride and a lot of fun. Love being a part of the cafe, and it's just sort of our whole way of life, you know. Yeah, I didn't even get to come into building until about what would you say, Beeps? Maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah,
when,
I think so.
The whole
I think so.
Glitch building craze took off. Yeah.
I think 3 years. I mean, you did start with, as soon as I started making videos, I've seen you starting to, you know, I think after our interview you and I had, I think that is when you started to being really interested in glitch building. So that's 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you really
you
picked up in like 3 years ago. That's when you really started picking up on glitch building.
Yeah. It's been an interesting ride and a really fun ride. So wouldn't trade that for really anything. So I love the community that we're all part of. So, but it's not about me. This is about Captain Dread. So tell me about you, Captain Dread.
I am, well, for a long time I was a variety streamer, but I've really honed down more on space exploration. Predominantly No Man's Sky, with, you know, we've sprinkled in. I say we've been doing a ton of Starfield lately. Did a bunch of Elite Dangerous, did a ton of Star Citizen. So like space in my channel, I started, this is ironic, I started with Sea of Thieves, which is hilarious because it's nothing like this. But we worked our way through over, I want to say, 130 games on stream from start to finish, rolled credits on them, and then completely embraced the No Man's Sky community. And it's been a really, really good home for a while. And I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a game that's still alive because they keep adding to it, and that gives us constantly something to do. I was looking through all the different milestones alone today, and I was like, there's literally no end to what you can do in this. It's insane. But yeah, so streamer for I've been an affiliate on Twitch 5 years, I think, about 5 years on that one. Just recently got my partner with YouTube. That's pretty cool. Very, very excited for that. Hopefully I can get that purple check mark over on Twitch soon. It's taken longer than I wanted to, but whatever. Other than that, I've got a family, 2 kids, a dog, my wife who brings stuff and won't show her face on stream ever. Brings me stuff. Yep. Oh yeah. And you know, I'm just normal dude who has an education in audio, and that's about it. learning to do video stuff now.
No, you're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. I've seen a lot of your videos. You're doing really well, and you know, building up and setting up with the story and stuff. So really enjoying your videos.
That means a lot. That means a lot.
Whew.
So what brings you to space games? Like, what is it about the space games that sort of piqued your interest?
Space games to me, I mean, like I've been a nerd forever. I've got Star Wars paraphernalia all around me in the studio here. Everything from Star Wars to, yeah, I'm literally staring at Luke's Red 5 helmet right now and 4 lightsabers off in the corner. Space has always had a like a grip on me. You know, the sci-fi realm has always been something that I absolutely love. Um, the fact that there's not really up until like No Man's Sky, honestly, there hasn't really been a space game that I could like really get into and not get bored with. You know, not see everything. Even with like scope being insane for some of them, it's just every time I start thinking, all right, I think I've seen everything. You know, something else opens up. But space games, I love the exploration aspect of it. I like the idea that, you know, that gives us a chance to kind of see what it's like to take our feet off the ground and up into the unknown and go see something that we haven't seen before. There's I in real life, I love everything, you know, space related. I've gone and seen, you know, rocket launches from NASA, stuff like that. You know, like I've been a nutcase for anything aerospace since I was a little kid. I wanted to be a pilot, but my eyes were never good enough, so I couldn't do that, at least military wise. I probably could have later if I'd spent the money, but, you know, never had it. So, but yeah, no, I mean, space is one of those things that will always be a dream to me and something that I will never fully understand, but I want to, and I want to learn as much as I can. And so, you know, eventually I think it would be inevitable that I wouldn't find a game like No Man's Sky and see what it's capable of and then realize that it's as infinite as I can possibly imagine. And so that's going to always like make me go, ooh.
Yeah, it does speak to the imagination as well, no space.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you've asked this question or not, Beebs, but what's your impression of No Man's Sky? I mean, you're a variety streamer and you've done all kinds of video games, be it space or Assassin's Creed, the whole range of them. What's your impression of No Man's Sky?
Like it a lot. It's obviously got its places where there are things that we're all clamoring for, but I like it a lot. I like seeing the redemptive arc that it's gone through from dumpster fire to gold standard for the rest of the industry. The fact that the devs are so in tune with the people that are playing their games, not necessarily even their fans, but the people that are playing their games, that is a breath of fresh air to me. And to see such a small team do something on a scale like this is also just like that kind of wow factor. As far as mechanics go, it's really fun. It's easy to pick up and play for a little bit and put down, or easy to pick up and write a dissertation on. It's you know, I mean, like it's very complicated but hidden in a very subtle shell. I love this game. I absolutely love this game. Is there stuff I like to have to have added to it, or things that would be tweaked a little bit? Sure, of course. I think we all have those things that we want to see. But yeah, no, I love it. I absolutely love it. I get to kind of make my character the way I want it to be. You know, it's fun.
Yeah. That was fun to see that actually your name is also Dread Captain James before you actually jumped into No Man's Sky.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've caught a little flack for that a few times too, but yeah. I did base it a little bit off of you know, like because I knew I was going to start streaming pirate stuff, so I was like, all right, well, I need to have a brand. Is pirate good? Of course, I love pirate. I came up through high school being a bit of a old school punk rocker, so like the pirate notion worked kind of. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna kind of flub authority a little bit. It's gonna be kind of fun. And then, you know, expanding into like space games like this, I was like, space pirates totally work. That absolutely still plays. I'm down. This is good. So I never had to rebrand or anything. You know, it was good.
Yeah. Cool. So the questions we asked to so far, DJ, was when he started No Man's Sky and when he started streaming. These are two questions that were asked before.
Okay.
So you know where we are now.
Yeah, you got caught up.
It sounds like you guys have been chatting for a little while there. So, my bad about being a little bit.
No
tardy
worries,
this
no
morning,
worries.
But yeah, I'm just about to join you, heading in from the stars.
I just saw your marker.
Yeah. So, oh, look at that. Perfect. There's room on the landing pad.
Within the original studio, DJ.
Dude, these studios are so cool. Oh, you got one of the... Oh, man.
What?
I've been trying to figure out how to get one of those. That's
What?
like the exotic, but it's just the ball, right?
Ah, yeah.
No, the little ball exotic.
DJ's balls.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Me and my balls. Oh, well.
Giggity.
Yeah.
There he is.
There we are. A little salute. Well, why my multi-tool keeps popping up every time I show up in front of people? It's so rude. Hello. Sorry I'm late.
That's awesome.
I'll take a seat here and sit down and shut up, DG. Okay.
All right. Now we're back.
So, now what was your first game streaming? So obviously something really interested you into getting into the whole streaming aspect and starting a whole following. What was it that kind of interested you in streaming itself?
I was work from home about a year and a half, 2 years before COVID hit, and everybody then became work from home. And we can say that on YouTube now, right?
What?
I was like, oh crud. I remember there was a point we weren't allowed to say the Rona word. Yeah.
You could say it, but it would, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Yeah, so I spent a lot of time at home, and for like the first 6 months of being work from home, you kind of like crawl up the walls because there's nobody else there. Like I was the only one in my house. Our office at the insurance company was doing a big old renovation, and the first 2 people, my whole department, 2 people, they sent home and said, all right, we don't need your desks here, we need you guys like out. So we're like, all right, great. So I would go upstairs and I would talk to the dogs, when I got lonely. And then I was like, no, I need something else. So I started like just kind of pounding pavement on the internet, trying to figure out, like, all right, well, I guess I could put on like Netflix on, during the day, or, and that only goes but so far. And then I kind of like fell over Twitch. I went, well, this is kind of cool. And I found a bigger streamer named King Italian, and he was playing Sea of Thieves. And so I would put him on and I would listen and watch and end up laughing my butt off all day. And then it dawned on me, this guy does this every single day for like hours, like 9 to 5. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, how does this dude go to work and spend this much time in front of thousands of people? I don't understand. It then eventually dawned on me, this is his job. And I went, oh my God, that's pretty cool. How does one do this? So I started looking into hardware, and I was like, this is kind of neat. Then I also realized that he does a lot of charity work, and his whole team does a bunch of charity work, and he does like the St. Jude stuff with Dr. Lupo, Darkness, like a whole handful of Professor Bromance, stuff like that, people like that. And I started, kind of perking up, realizing that not only does this guy play video games all day for his job, he also, at the end of the day, is helping people have like a better life. He's doing good by playing video games. And I was like, all right, this has got to be a focus for me. I want to do this. Obviously, it seems like a great career. But I want to laser focus on that. So I started studying how people began streaming, what I would need to do it. I slowly started acquiring all the equipment to do it. And that's when I started building the brand before I ever launched the Dread Captain James thing, and decided I was going to start off with Sea of Thieves. I saw how many people were having fun with that. So I started moving in that direction, just kind of like making all the right moves, getting the Twitter set up, getting the Instagram set, the whole thing. Right. I think this was before TikTok. So I didn't, or maybe I didn't care about it. I don't know.
Don't care about it. Still
don't really care about it, man. It's terrible. Sometimes they pop off and sometimes they don't. I don't know what the algorithm is. I can't figure it out. So I eventually finally went live, and I told myself, I'm going to actually try this. If in the first 30 days I can monetize this channel, get to affiliate without telling friends or family I don't want an artificial bump, then I'll actually put effort into it. And I did. I managed it in the first like 2 or 3 weeks. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm actually gonna really put some effort into it, and I have never looked back. And I'm lucky enough to be a full-time content creator now, which is really, really cool. So yeah, from the beginnings of just one PC running everything with a capture card from when I wanted to connect my Xbox to now, dual PC setup with audio everywhere, lights, the whole thing, my own special room and a green screen, it's ballooned out of control, I'll tell you that much. But it's been one heck of a fun ride.
Good. It's fun to see.
Creation is a very special. Yeah.
But it's rewarding if you can see yourself growing and you see how that it pays off your work, and it's rewarding. Being a creator. But cool. Well, like I said, I think it's a year and a half. We started. I joined in one of your streams. I think you started No Man's Sky, and now always I'm on Twitch looking for a No Man's Sky streamer if there's nothing on YouTube. And yeah, I bumped in you. I really enjoyed your streams. And I
was shocked when you were in chat. I was shocked, man. It's like, is that the real one? And this is funny. If he's listening right now, he's gonna laugh. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I gotta tell you this. This is funny. So one of my mods, Focus Mike, he is like an internet sleuth, and he can figure out like when we have somebody in chat if they're the real deal or not. Like at one point we did Halo Infinite, and one of the Halo devs came in, said he was a dev. I kind of called BS on him. Mike tracked him down. We went, no, that's the real guy. I went, oh my god, right? So, but like you popped in chat, and I was like, that's not the real Beeblebum, Mike. Tell me, like I'm messaging him, and he goes, no, that's Beebs, and I was like, oh man, oh my god. So you totally made my day that day you popped in, man. That was really cool.
No, it's like I said, I enjoy your content a lot, both your videos and your stream. So it's always fun to jump in.
I appreciate that, man.
So you're doing a good job.
Likewise.
So, where were we, DJ? What question were we at?
We were at the point where I was interrupting the whole show. Let's see. Content creation is something I have a lot of respect for. I don't stream myself. I found that I was not able to, to make up being able to, stream on a regular basis. I would prefer myself to, have pre-recorded videos and release them in whatever intervals that I can. I have a mad respect for people who are able to stream, not just for a few months, but for years, because it takes a lot of focus and an awful lot of drive and determination to keep doing this every day, or whether it's, a couple times a week, whatever times that you would stream at. It's really amazing that people who do content creation, live streaming for a living, how they manage to keep their focus and keep building their channel and brand. So, I got to have a lot of respect for you being able to achieve that in a very short period of time and maintain it, because it's been a few years now, you said. So that's a heck of an accomplishment. So I definitely applaud you for that. Yeah,
it means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. What aspects of No Man's Sky do you really like?
The exploration is really fun. But building for me has been something that's really, really entertaining, especially because I like anytime I'm playing a game, I'm playing it live at this point, or unless I'm recording a video for it, I just don't have the time to do it anytime else. And if I do, then I feel like I'm missing something if I'm not sharing it in some weird way, right? But base building I find to be really, really fun with chat, because they'll pitch ideas and then I have to try to figure out how to make it work, and I don't know if they necessarily even realize that that's what's happening, but it's like the little bit of a challenge where, we'll be looking at whatever it is that we're attempting to do. I always say we rather than I, just because I feel like it's always a group effort. But be looking at something and say, all right, I want to make like a pool there. What should we do? And someone will say tiki torches, and I'll be like, Oh God. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's try to figure out how to build a tiki torch in No Man's Sky. So, like for the next 20, 30 minutes, we're trying to get the right, the right angle on, the lamp that hangs upside down, and then shrink down a barrel and stick it on the end of, so like it's that kind of thing that I think is a lot of fun. Base building, like the sky's the limit, pun intended, quite literally. And it's a thing that we can do forever, and it'll always be a good time. Then finding like the right place to do it, or setting up a community planet where everybody can come and put all their bases together. That's another one that always is like when the hunt is on. That's really fun. Hunting S-class freighters is another one, though. Hunting S-class freighters always makes chat really mad because I have a knack for finding them. And so they always tell me that I have streamer priv, or that Sean is just like opening the doors for me. But it's always hilarious because there were days where I would find multiple, and basically chat would just be flipping tables. So that was always fun too. I haven't done that in a while though. I've got everything that I need, so I haven't gone hunting after an S class for a while.
There's also a very certain
the algorithm
team.
is different.
There's a certain team to James's bases as well.
There kind of is, yeah, that's true.
You want to explain what your team is?
I know, right? Well, okay, so our we may have come up with a little space gang called the Sons of No Manarchy. It is basically, if you've ever seen Sons of Anarchy, they're weapons and drug runners. So I decided in space we could be the Sons of No Manarchy because that is hilarious. And we have logos. We have a soundtrack that we play on stream every single day on Spotify that you can go and grab if you want. But the idea is we make gigantic nip farms and then disperse them everywhere. Disperse it to the Gex systems that we can find in crash economies left, right, and center. I have to date, I think the biggest run I had was, and somebody in chat would probably know, but I think it was like 3,100 plants I had on me between me, my hauler, and my and this is not pulling anything from the freighter, just using it as storage. But I think I had like 3,100 plants at one point, and I think I turned it in for like, I don't know, 200 million, something like that. It was insane. But yeah, we built insane bases that just one base alone. I remember I had 1,800 plants in that I had manually dropped every single plant, glitched it in. Oh man, it's insane. But yeah, Space Gang, Sons of No Manarchy.
I like the idea behind that. That's fun. That's taking the whole, the pirate theme and turning it into something unique, right?
Yeah.
Especially when we have such great things like in-game, nip, which, I mean, let's face it, we all know what that picture looks like.
Oh, yeah. And the description doesn't help either.
Yeah. HG, they're so original with their ideas, and they have to give us, not just, regular items, they'll give us drugs too, right? So,
oh yeah, for sure.
We always chuckled over something like that, and it made everybody laugh.
I want to be able to produce Gra so bad. I mean,
Gra.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, we have Gra berries, and there's all kinds of Gra products out there.
I know. I don't know why we can't make it.
It would be good for example, to find Gra. Yeah.
I may even have some Gra ice cream on me. I don't know. Let me look. With ice cream.
Didn't realize you could make that. Oh, wait.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you're giving me ideas. We could start a manufacturing. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get my Walter White on. We're gonna figure this out. Oh yeah.
No, there's like I said, there's a lot of things that Hello Games can so much put in this game that is still can add to this game.
I know. I have had a dying request that we get chop shops. Like, really, it would be hard for them to do this, and I know it, but you know, like we all want ship customization, and I was thinking it would be awesome if you could take a ship that you either, you know, picked up or bought, and then take it to a chop shop where you got to keep maybe one of the pieces from the ship, and that would be how you would then put together other ships. So you'd have to collect all the different pieces, and you know, RNG would factor in. Like, let's say I found this one exotic, and I wanted the landing gear from it, but it instead gave me the wings. You know, like that would be ship hunting would change drastically, but I think it would be awesome.
There's always ways to implement this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really doable if they were to implement ship hunting in that aspect of total customization, because we have to find the parts somewhere, and having somebody who basically runs a racket of selling, you know, parts or whatever, you could totally have a little chop shop going on there with that. I can see how that would be implemented very easily in the game, and would be kind of fun too. You
Yeah,
know?
like put them on the pirate stations.
Some shady gek.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be great. Viking down on his luck.
I got some first spawn.
Hey man, you looking for some grah? You want that grah, baby? Come on.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the things you would like to see. Is there anything else you would like to see in No Man's Sky coming? I mean, I know that ship customization is on many people's their lists, but
Yeah.
you know, is there anything else you are?
I would love it if we could take over space stations. That would be super cool. I think it'd be awesome if we could build on a space station, even or like, you know, because we can interact with the computers, right? So it'd be neat if we could get in and hack them and kind of like, maybe not immediately, but in the same way as like the settlement system works. I think it'd be neat if we could see something similar like that on the stations. There could be like a good side to it and a malevolent side to it, where like you're doing some kind of a hostile takeover and you're turning that into like a pirate station or whatever. You know, I think that would be really neat. And knowing that the space station like update may or may not, probably, I think it's coming, maybe happening. That would be really neat. But yeah, no, space stations would be really cool. And capital ship battles would be absolute fire. I would love to be able to be at the helm of our freighter and actually be battling from there, rather than just jump in, kill a bunch of fighters, or, you know, blast. The trench runs are awesome, don't get me wrong, the trench runs are incredible, but it'd be cool if we could be the captain of our ship, you know, and have like a big old space battle from there. I know it'd probably be a whole new engine that they would need to do, but that's what I would like. That would be really cool.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, no? If you're a freighter, you buy the freighter, you are not a captain. There's a captain there, you're kind of the owner of the ship, no?
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is my, well, you're in charge, but this is my ship, right? You let me build all this stuff, right? Yeah. That's always confused me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Beeps.
Go ahead.
Captaining, you know, a freighter that would be kind of fun. I can understand, you know, maybe, okay, so we're not the captain, we're like commander of everything that runs that ship, but to be able to give orders to tell the captain what to do or what tactical maneuvers they need to perform, I think that would be probably something they could implement into the game. A little bit more interaction with the NPC who's running it. Right.
Yeah, that is exactly what my thought process was too. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, that would be amazing.
No, it's. I mean, there was like you can go and visit your frigates as well. No, if you send your frigates out, you can go and visit them where they are in space. No, if you send them out, they go to another system. You can go and check them out, but. It's never like you sometimes get this warning like we are in a fight or we got damaged. It would be nice, instead of saying like do we come back home, that you say no, I'm coming to you, I'm gonna fix your ship there, and then you can continue your mission.
That would be perfect. Oh man,
so these are like small interactions that would also add more you know, involvement with your game.
Oh man, could you imagine too? You warp into the system and you see like a pirate ship attacking, like one of the big pirate frigates
Yeah,
attacking your little convoy out there. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that'd be amazing.
and then you can go and battle it, and then you have to repair your
yeah.
frigate. So it's
Oh, that'd be so good. Oh man, I'd be sending
There's a lot
those
of
things
great
out so
things.
often.
Yeah. There's so many great things that they could add to the game, and they've had this sort of trickle effect that they use with HG, where they'll give us a thing, and we'll love it and use it, but there's so much more they could add to it. And over the years, they add a little bit more here or there, because if they gave us all the content all at once, I think we may even get bored with it and then stop playing. But we'll get a thing, and we'll play it hard for a long time, and then they'll add something to it, a few months or a couple of years later down the road, and suddenly it's a lot more interactive, and so we go back to playing with that new toy all over again.
Right.
HG's they're kind of really good about that, sort of trickling in sort of new features as they go. It's been a really long road that they've had to climb. As far as the dev team goes, they put out a game, and we won't go into all the details of why it wasn't the game that everyone thought it was going to be on launch. But
Right.
They went from a starting point, and they increased content over and over and over again until it is what it is today. And they've just kept doing so over and over again, and free, mind you, no less, which is unbelievable. Most games, they use in-app purchases or subscription bases, yearly subscriptions to generate revenue for games that last longer than a few short months. So
Right.
7 years in, they're still giving us free content, which is unbelievable. How they're able to do that and pay their staff. So hats off to them. But even if they were to introduce that at a later date, just to keep the game running and new content constantly put forth, I think would definitely be acceptable by most of the community out there.
Right.
Most people I've talked with, they're very willing to part with a few bucks, on a yearly basis or even on a monthly basis, just to keep content fresh, patches clean, bugs fixed, a little bit more frequently, and things like that. I think every game has its bugs. No Man's Sky is definitely no different in that regard. But paying your way to have your game, kept in a clean and in a good light so that it functions properly for you. That's an important aspect of gaming as well. Communities can be really harsh for video games, and the ability to do that is definitely a necessary one.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking that they have not been standing there with their palm open once. I've got people in chat on the daily who are like, I have no problem paying for this DLC. I'm just shocked that they haven't ever asked for it. And I feel like at this point now, if they actually ever did, there would probably be some pretty harsh backlash. But in all honesty, I have no problem with them keeping the lights on. Like, it would make sense, but what a huge selling feature,
Yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword there. I know that they are also doing it because that is allowing them to do what they do.
Right.
If they do a DLC and it's a paid DLC, people feel like they have even more right to complain about something. If it's not paid, then you kind of take away that right. Like, hey, I paid for this DLC and it should be good.
Right. I never thought about it that way. That's a really good way to look at it. Yeah.
I mean, I think they are probably looking forward to their next game that they're going to release, and that might be, with all the lessons they learned, be the big boomer that puts them back on a new influx of money.
Yeah. Do you think we'll ever see them update the engine and take this to like a whole new?
Well, they just updated the engine in the experimental patch. We are now on the half of 2023.
Holy moly! Okay.
Which, I mean, I wouldn't say that that is like a massive change, but there should be updates to like the clots and to the physics of the game. The AI could also be made better now with the new Havoc's engine. So we'll see
would be
about
nice.
that. But if you check the experimental patch, you see that there's a small line that says upgraded to Havoc 2023, which is the physics engine.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, it's a pretty big update.
Yeah,
you were
it's-
saying 8 gigs on PC, Beeps?
Excuse me?
You were saying 8 gigs on
Yeah,
PC?
it's an 8 gigabyte download, so it's a pretty big change to the game because it's on PC. Normally on PC, it's always a little bit smaller.
Right.
So it means that a lot of files have changed in the game. So yeah, we'll see. I like I said, I downloaded the experimental and then took it away again to make sure that the interview would work properly today.
Well, if you told me, I would have just switched.
Yeah, but DJ doesn't have he's on PS4, PS5
Oh,
now.
gotcha. Okay.
I'm a lowly console player, yes.
I will say it does run beautifully on PS5. I can confirm.
It does, yeah.
Unless you get into some of the bases that I've done, but otherwise it's fine. It runs great.
Yeah.
Most of
3000
everything I find
FPS.
runs really good. Rendering is good. I think it's across the board with render distance is a problem. But I think that just comes with the huge files of the game and the detail that it offers, you know, where each piece has got, you know, complexity to it. You know, I think we'd all like to see improvements in various fields, render distance being one of them. Yeah, that's a tough one when you're trying to film a base and it de-renders on you while you're zooming or panning or whatever. But
Yeah,
you
that's
know, I mean,
rough.
beggars can't be choosers. Beggars can't be choosers.
Oh,
I do find renders pretty good. You know, on the PS5, things render really well. Sometimes it takes a moment or two if it's a big enough base.
Right.
But you know, since switching to PS5, I found detail, HD graphics, renderability is much better than on the old PS4.
Right.
And the PS4 was good for a long time, but I mean, let's face it, it's older technology now, and times are changing. And heck, they're even talking about a PS6 coming out Christmas next 2024. So
that's really
you know,
fast.
I know. I just got a PS5, darn it. Come
I know,
on.
but the PS5 kind of, you know, lagged behind. I guess I wait my.
People just finally were, yeah. I mean, like people were just finally able to get their hands on it. Like, oh, here comes a new one. No,
Yeah.
Let's hope there's
no.
one-
Let me enjoy this thing.
I'll just wait. I'll not buy a PlayStation 5. I just go straight to PlayStation 6.
Yeah.
PS5
You know, that
was the
might be a
first time I
smarter
ever
idea.
got to own a PlayStation. So can't confirm. They're nice. They're nice.
And quiet. They don't, you know, they don't sound like a jet engine taking off when you enter a, you know, a really high complexity base. I remember there were times I thought that my PlayStation 4 was going to melt when walking in on one of, you know, APG's bases or some of Beep's bases were pretty complex too. And they, all of a sudden they just whirs and you're like, oh, is that going to melt on the spot? It held together, but I'm glad for
Hear me, baby, hold together.
yeah. Tap it on the head. You know, you can do it. You can do it.
You can do it. I have faith in you. I
Yeah.
know this is gonna work.
So you're a PC gamer, and you run your entire show off of the PC and so on like that.
I like I was saying, I do now have a PS5. I got that last year. I want to say, yeah, maybe the beginning of. I don't know. I've had it for a decent amount of time. I ran a good chunk of stuff on that because I'd never had a PlayStation before. And every so often when I'm doing No Man's Sky, I have another save over there on the PS5. So I'll go and do a bunch of stuff over there for like a week or two and then come back to PC and whatnot. I don't really mind either or. I treat them in my workflow as if they're the same thing, you know, like I treat my gaming rig as it is audio and video coming in, and I plug a controller into it. Like, you know, obviously I got my mouse and keyboard stuff like that, but like both of those, I treat them the same way. So realistically, whichever one I'm using, yeah, I'm happy on. So console and PC, I like them both. They're fun. I don't have an Xbox because I have my PC, but I do have a Steam Deck, and that's fun. And I make some content with that too, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
I kind of have like a little bit of everything.
Channel has, yeah, I saw your channel has some Steam Deck content in there as well. I was perusing through your channel the other day, and I was quite impressed with the variety, excuse me, the variety of games that you have streamed in the past, and the amount of content that you've put out there.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it's impressive. Being a variety streamer can be kind of difficult, bouncing from different games, finding sort of your place in the whole content creators,
For
realm.
sure.
That's kind of difficult. I know often, you play a game and you get fans for that game, they enter your stream, and when you stop streaming that game,
They go away.
sometimes there's a bit of backlash and they go away, or various other not so favorable things that happen. But to continue to do that and do it well is definitely a talent that not a lot of people have. So I definitely give you a lot of credit for maintaining composure and being able to do that for a number of different games.
Thank you. I mean, I've had a decent amount of time to kind of figure that out, which is nice. But yeah, it is tough, and it's when you decide to pivot and move, that's the part that makes it really hard to say, okay, cool, I've got like a group of people that are kind of ride or die right now. I know they'll be around no matter what I do, but I also know that there is a large contingent of people that are only going to show up if I'm using this one title, right? So when you do tend to switch, it can be whiplash for your audience if it's something completely different. So moving into Starfield was pretty nice because there are a decent number of similarities that people who are very familiar with No Man's Sky see, and then they can kind of embrace it a little bit. But it's been important to kind of balance the two a little bit, because you don't want to lose your entire audience by moving over to one thing and spending a lot of time there, and you don't want to alienate them either. Like these group of people are going to come in looking for this certain type of content, and if it's not there, they're going to like it's great that they like you as the streamer, but they also might really be feeling this game, this other game, so it's a weird balancing act.
I was actually following a channel that was doing Space Engineers content because I do enjoy the videos made from it, and he was really hitting it off. So he was like really catching a lot of viewers and subscribers from it. And then he's now streaming and he's doing nothing that is Space Engineers. And it's like,
yeah, there's that whiplash.
Man, your subscribers,
stick with it.
Your subscribers came from Space Engineers. So if you're going away from it, people are going to leave you.
Right. Stick with it, man. Seriously.
So yeah, it's definitely something you can try to pivot now and then, but you have to do it either gently or you have to, take 3 different lanes and say like, this is this. Today is that, and then tomorrow is that. So people know that when they come back, you will be still doing that game. That's
actually why I do Dread After Dark on YouTube, is so that I can do something completely different off the main channel for me, so that I'm not, worried about the whiplash or the airbags going off on people. I can say, hey, if you want to come out to this is cool. I'm going to be live for like 3 hours this night, and we're doing something completely different. We're in Assassin's Creed Mirage right now, So if you're around, you want to see it, cool. If not, no big deal. This is something I'm putting out anyway, and if it catches traction, cool. If it doesn't, no big deal. It's not. Yeah. But that kind of content's not going to the Twitch channel at all, because the audience in Twitch right now is very much No Man's Sky and Starfield. So, yeah. True.
And scheduling. I know Starfield itself is, it's a great game. A lot of people feel it sort of has sort of taken over as kind of like the new space game of the ages. No Man's Sky has been a really big space game component of a lot of gamers and streamers for a long time now, and so when Starfield entered onto the scene, a huge number of players and content creators sort of switched over to Starfield, and there's similarities, but there's an awful lot of differences within the game as well, and I think it offers some different ways of playing a space game. I see a lot of similarities to other games that dev company has released, like Fallout and so on like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's a lot of similarities that we all recognize, and a lot of things that are different as well. A large number of my own community has made the switch over to Starfield because they're looking for just a little bit of different content to play. But I find a lot of people are they still come back to No Man's Sky to enjoy what it has to offer, because once they start to play, you realize that they're two totally different games.
Oh, they're so
And
different.
really the main similarity is really the fact that it's just in space.
Right.
Flying,
Right.
flight, is all different. Ships are completely different. Though I do like the aspect of being able to design your own ship. That is really kind of a
God, we
cool
need
thing.
that. Oh, we need that so bad. It's
yeah.
so nice.
Yeah. And I see a lot of content creators out there now are moving towards creating their own ships and using that as an actual point of their whole stream, is creating and building their own ship, much like we would build a base in No Man's Sky.
Right.
Base building, they have ship building, right? And so there's some really cool aspects of the game which are really kind of neat. And I haven't made the switch myself. I'm a diehard No Man's Sky player, but I can definitely appreciate the other types of games that are out there, and it's really kind of cool. Did you hit the scene as soon as launch with Starfield?
No, I held off a little bit because I knew the size of our channel would get absolutely stomped on by the big ones, and we'd just be spinning our wheels and wasting time. I mean, like, truth be told, at the end of the day, I am a streamer, but I'm also my brand too, and I've got to kind of like make sure that we continue to grow. I also was wildly aware of the fact that nobody on PlayStation was going to be able to play it, and probably won't, because it's exclusive to Microsoft. So I was like, I'm going to be running No Man's Sky at the beginning of this for a good hot second, because we're going to have a lot of angry PlayStation fans that won't get a chance to get in there and are going to want to see some good old space action. So I was like, I want to be here for them, because like that sucks to just to see everybody going, oh dude, I have this piece of plastic, so I get to play this really cool game and you don't, because you have a different piece of plastic, so I wanted to make sure we were there, and I knew if we jumped into the Starfield too early, we're not going to get any visibility. There's going to be people, 10,000 people, 10,000 viewers and on, we'll be 19 pages down in the index. So I didn't really want to mess with that too much. But so we did very heavy No Man's Sky during that launch, and I want to say it took about 2 to 3 weeks until the overall viewer count dropped down to about, I want to say maybe 5,000 total, or maybe 2,000. Then I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. And the first couple of days we did it, we were triple digits, and it was great. It was really, really, really nice, and it stayed like that for a while. But now the overall viewer count is down around the 450 range, and so No Man's Sky, my viewer count in No Man's Sky versus, say, Starfield is within 10 to 15 of each other at any given time. So, like, I get the same number of subs and follows no matter which one I play at this point. So it's really nice to be like, okay, cool. Like, I can kind of fold this back in, and we can kind of share space.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I didn't jump on it immediately.
Yeah, I did jump because I was just very excited for playing it. And I did it during my week stream for my anniversary, so
I remember that was awesome.
I had enough time.
I kept popping in, but then like I don't want to see what you're doing either. Like,
yeah,
so I'd come in and be like, "Hey, dude, I gotta go because I can't watch this until I get a chance to see it."
No, what I feel for Starfield for sure now is people are no longer interested in the story.
No, definitely not.
They don't want to see you playing the NG plus 15 the same mission again. They just want to see you. They just want to see you play. They want to see you build. They want to see you.
Yep.
So that is what I'm going to focus on a bit, and then see how that goes, and then probably. But like I said, I'm more and more shifting back to Space Engineers, No Man's Sky, and then on my second channel, Valheim now as well. But yeah, you do feel
Valheim.
that Starfield is losing a little bit of its traction until we have the update. I think
It
probably
does, yeah.
next year.
Yeah, and that's I think that's ultimately what's kind of killing it right now is there's no communication whatsoever about like when that might be coming, you know. So it's one of those things where you're sitting there kind of going, what's keeping people interested and keeping people wanting to keep playing this right now? Nothing. They've New Game Plus 50 times. Now what? I don't know. You know, like what's next? Yeah.
I'm not sure what you want to do, Dreads. Normally we do also base visits from bases that the guest wants to share. I'm not sure if you have anything you want to share. If not, we can just keep on talking, but we can also jump out and have a little walk around of a base that you want to share with us.
Sure. I've actually got the Sons of No Manarchy headquarters located in the beautiful Hilbert Galaxy, which kind of, I was reading through what you sent me, and it's a twofer because the planet alone is really, really cool, and I'd love to show that off. And then the base is actually pretty cool. Also, it's that one that you gave me a great idea with the solar stuff. So, yeah, I'd love to show you guys that one. It's nothing crazy, like it's none of the creative side that you guys have, but it's my favorite base at the moment. So.
All right. Well, there is a teleporter outside, so you can use that, and we can just jump in the anomaly and then join you in the once you're there.
All right, I will. Yep, I see it. I'm gonna head right on out. Let's do it. Running.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool planet. We took a good amount of time to figure out whether or not this was going to be the one to go to. Let me see. It's really far down. There it is. And I'm warping. It is also, it's been uploaded as well a while ago, so it should render in just fine. And it's below the 3,000 piece limit as well.
My mods have been disabled, so I have the stars now on my screen.
Oh yeah, nice.
Need to enable them again.
Always
yeah, I was gonna say oops, sorry.
No, that's okay. You go ahead.
I was gonna say I do have a base I'd love to show you. It's on another planet that is just a complete anomaly to me. But it is above the 3,000 piece limit, and I know that might be problematic as far as like loading in. But if you guys are willing to try it, I'd love to show you.
It should work. It just takes a bit time to load in.
Gotcha. I'm here.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see. Join specific traveler. Yes, please. I want to join Red Captain.
All right. I was saying a moment ago, I always really enjoyed the aspect of flying through space in pulse mode. Beebs disables the mods because the renderability clashes with the streaming and all the data being transferred back and forth. But I always really enjoyed pulsing through between the planets. Back in the day, there was a lot of controversy about whether or not you could actually reach the center star in each system.
I've tried.
I've always liked that. Yeah, I've always liked that. The ability to do so. So many games out there. They're limited to the algorithm that they use for their gaming engine, and you get cutscene after cutscene as it goes from one area to the next area. Whereas in No Man's Sky, it doesn't have that. And I got to say, after playing No Man's Sky for so many years, you get really comfortable with that, and when you don't have it anymore, it's hard to swallow, and you're like, man, I got a cutscene.
I got a cutscene to land. Are you kidding? Like, why?
Dreads, could it be you turn off your icon or something?
Let me see. I thought I had it on. Give me a second.
Well, he is the pirate.
Ship marker.
There he is. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yep. I totally screwed that one up. Sorry. On foot marker. There we go. But yeah, so we named this one No Manarchy Prime. This system has a really pretty red nebula which takes up the whole sky at night, which looks really cool.
Is it the pirate station?
It should be headquarters. Yeah, I think you're flying right toward it.
No, I mean, do you have a pirate station, an outlaw station?
I don't think I do, actually. It might have been... No, it's just Viking. I think it's a 2-star.
All right. Give this a minute or two to pop in there. Starting to see a few things pop in.
It's so cool to see other people actually landed this. I love it. Oh, I hear him.
So this is at the Hilbert dimension. Is that correct?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this, why did I go to Hilbert? I can't remember.
I think you did a jump from Euclid to you here. That was like your, after the purge.
After the purge, yeah. I think that's exactly what I was doing.
Mhm.
Because everybody will go to like Eisentam, and I was like, nah, I wanna see Hilbert. Let's do that.
There's a lot of variety between the different universes, and there are differences when you start to explore some of those different galaxies as well. And there's so many of them to choose from. So that's always something I always really enjoyed, was warping through the galaxies and trying different ones, seeing if I could find something new.
I see that the ground has completely eaten the base for you, Beebs.
Yeah, and I see that DJ has no problem with the ground, which is ridiculous. He's on PS5.
I'm looking at it on yours and I'm going, oh my god. That's not ground that I ever cleared either, which is really weird. Well, I guess I technically did when I put down the floors.
Yeah, I just avoided like the plague these terrain edits.
No.
There should be displaying graphics. Let me just see. Do my bases are on maximum? Yes, they are. Okay. So I might let me just try and see if I can force it, but I think I'm just gonna be stuck with this terrain.
I can also give access to edit terrain so it doesn't just blast in your face. Give me a second.
I was lucky enough to walk right through it, so I could actually see under the train.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the base is still rendering, so some of the things that it does is always interesting. You never know what you're going to get with No Man's Sky. One day the terrain will just sort of merge with your base, and other days it stays away. Terrain edits, I think that may be one of the patch fixes that they may want to address, but at this time we still got this.
So for the moment, terrain is gone. Oh.
Ah, nice. I was going to say that, and being able to use each other's refiners would be amazing.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah, I've always loved to be able to leave gifts for people.
Yeah.
Right?
That would be kind of a neat thing.
Just like a box where I could say, hey, here's like 30 stasis devices, thanks for visiting.
Yeah. Like a treasure box. I mean, what's more pirate than that, right?
right, exactly. Well, so this is obviously the landing area, duh.
Huh?
So I built it kind of like a mansion with some weird wings. Main floor, when you come up and in, has just a small sampling of all the different types of plant life that you might need. If you have anybody in my chat in here, they will attest to the fact that I do duplicate things from time to time. And one of my mottos is all I need is one. So here's more than one. In case you needed it.
You are a pirate after all.
Yeah, the rules are more like guidelines, honestly, A lot of this stuff has been glitched in, but only from a practical perspective. You know me, I'm not that creative, but I just like things to line up. So like these guys back here are standing planters. Those are lined up perfectly. It makes me happy. That's how I like to use glitch building until I become smarter with it eventually. Outside, we have like a little private pool area. This is actually not a terrain edit. This was here.
Yeah.
So we built like a little area with some lounging stuff and some barbecues.
Tiki torches.
The nutrient processors. Yeah, I'm calling them barbecues. And there's the tiki torches. Yeah, that's my attempt at them. They're not amazing, but If you don't look at them too close, they kind of work. And if you go off the diving board, which is obviously not a real diving board, but there's a little secret stash down here. If you swim down by the red light, there's a little secret room in here full of Gravitino balls. For anybody who wants to grab them without having the popo called on them immediately. Shrunken biodomes, each one 16 of these. Oh yeah. So I do a little thing.
Can you reach the collect all?
You should be able to if you're in first person.
Okay.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
I was gonna say in first person it seems to work. Otherwise, it's pretty tough.
I'm not in need of any glowy balls, but
hey, you never know. You never know. And so then we have when you exit the water, you'll see a radar tower behind us. That's what we've collectively decided it's going to be called. I had to learn how to use bite beat to get the lights to flash so that low flying aircraft won't actually hit it. It was actually a really fun project and took us like a good chunk of the day because I'd never used it before. But it's pretty cool. So if you view it from the main floor, you can see the lights on the top of it alternating, which are pretty neat. And just pretty silly, but it looks cool, you know.
There's a lot of really cool things you can do with a bite beat, and I sometimes I don't think it gets enough love in the community. It's one of those sort of devices which you can use it for more than just music. It's a great timing system. I've used it myself for carousel farms and things like that. But you know, I think it's very underrated in its uses and what it can be used for.
Yeah, I have to agree. Having messed with it for just a second, I was like, this is cool. I didn't realize we could automate through other things. Like I figured it could make funny little music and stuff, but I never realized it could do something like that, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's a great advanced timer block.
Yeah. Beebs, I gotta ask you, how are you doing that with the camera?
With what camera?
I saw you moving around in third person like that. How did you do that just now?
I just went to my photo mode.
Yeah.
And just move around.
That's interesting. Everything still moves. It freezes everything.
In multiplayer, it will be animated.
Yes.
Oh shoot! I feel like an idiot.
That's how you can also.
Well, it's not something they tell you.
Animate footage if you want to.
So you go into camera mode and then you move the player.
No, the player just stays if you go in
move
camera
the sun.
mode.
I see.
And I can move the sun, and then I can just make footage.
I never knew it. I'm such a moron.
Another trick you can do is actually use your base computer for animated footage without having to have a friend join you.
What? I'm gonna pick your brain.
If you go to the base computer and you say take screenshots, then it will be always animated even if there's nobody with you.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Holy moly.
Yeah. And I think the only drawback to that is the bottom of your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has that menu bar, right? But
that's amazing.
Yeah, no. If you're in multiplayer, or you have someone join your game, you can go into photo mode and everything is animated. Everything continues moving. Day-night cycles continue.
Holy smokes.
And that's I guess that's one of our little content creator tricks that we use when we're making content. And
I've always just dealt with it being a static picture, and I've been like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, I wish we had the ability to have moving parts and things like that when you're just by yourself. I think to myself how much time I probably would have saved, joining myself or having people join my game, just so I can get a certain shot in there for creating a video. But it's so cool. I guess moving forward for your own content, now you can do that is just have one of your members or your mods join your game, or if you have multiple saves like you mentioned you do.
If you have a PlayStation,
just have one of your saves. Yeah, just have one of your saves join your game and then go into photo mode and do whatever you got to do. For myself, I hide one of my characters, under the base, and the other one can walk around and do things, and I can film in photo mode.
Just think of that. Hide the other player, right? Yeah.
Yep.
That's brilliant.
And you can get really creative with some of the things that you can do.
Oh, for sure.
I know myself. I played the role of multiple different characters. From bouncing back and forth between the saves and using my PS5 as sort of a camera or a cameraman. So
Oh, yeah,
there's a
sure.
lot of
Yeah.
really cool tricks that you can do. Beeps, I think you have a video about utilizing the camera in No Man's
Yeah,
Sky. Do you not?
I have a video talking about 3 techniques. I'm not sure if the build camera still works technique. But
I'm gonna have to check this out. I
there's-
did not know.
yeah, there's still 2 techniques. Is the multiplayer and the base computer works perfectly.
That's so cool. All right. So I'm not gonna take your guys' time too much here. So this is like the main room in here. Up top these stairs, we have a little man cave set up here. For tons of video game playing. So we got the big screens, we got the consoles and everything. We've, like we got the crazy lights and whatnot. You gotta love it. It's just supposed to be comfy. We got the throw rugs. Chat definitely helped me figure out how to make this, at first glance, look exactly like that. 'Cause I'm terrible with decoration. I am very like Spartan when it comes to this stuff. So we had to take many different approaches here, but this one I think came out pretty good. It's also kind of cool because it's up and lofted, and you get all the windows and everything behind you, which gives you a really nice view of all the blue water with blue skies on this planet. And the big feature that I think is neat is that's not snow that you're seeing down there. That's actually white foliage. So this planet, has no bad weather whatsoever.
Nice.
Blue sky, blue water, and then white grass. It's really cool looking.
It's very rare. Yeah.
Yeah, when I found
lot
it.
of
And then at
people-
night, it's the red nebula in the sky, which is even cooler, So the minute I found it, I was like, oh, this has got to be the community planet, like we got to get people out here because it's really, really pretty. Yeah, you're seeing the nebula. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, the pure white grass is something that is really hard to find, and a lot of people just go absolutely crazy when they find it. And it's almost destined that if you find one of those, you're going to have to build a base or some kind of headquarters there because it's just so beautiful.
Well, I lucked out with the blue sky and blue water as well. I couldn't believe it all just aligned,
Yeah,
That's
usually it looks
super
like
cool.
diarrhea or something else, but
That's what I call it
blue
too.
water.
Oh my god. One of my mods calls I call it diarrhea water, but he's like, no man, it looks like high C, and it dawned on me, it's orange. I've been looking at it and seeing brown forever, and he's like, no, dude, that's orange. I went, no, it's not. No, it's poop water. And he goes, no, it's not. I went, well, now you see poop water. And he's like, well, yeah, now I see it, but no. All right, off to this side over here. Yep, you found the lounge. So we have, Sons of No Manarchy. We can't not be growing nip in some weird way here. Each one of these light boxes has been glitched in with, I don't know, I think like 20, 30 nip plants. With a dome in the middle that has a bunch of frostwort, because I don't like building glass unless I'm using frostwort. I hate going and using silicate. So if you go and hit in the middle, it'll harvest everything in that circle, all the nip and all the frostwort. So you get a kind of double surprise. The other thing that's kind of cool is if you look up, you'll see this iris that we have going on here, and at night this will open up automatically and close up. Yeah, it'll close up all the windows on the side, which is kind of neat. Beebs gave me the idea to automate that by using like a little solar panel, which is sitting up there right off the front near our electric box, which is kind of neat. Otherwise, you can come in. There you go.
How?
It's loud. Sorry, it's very loud.
Sorry, chat.
I should have warned you.
Oh, but it's cool that it takes the nip as well. I didn't know it would actually make the nip outside of the dome.
Oh, Beebs, okay, so the other base I wanted to show you, I put that into massive effect. So that's one I definitely, we have to at least attempt to bounce over to Red Dread Redemption. That's my favorite. Okay, so here we're gonna zip across. These are little lights that come on at night.
Throw this away because I don't want to be called by the popo.
They gonna get you, dude.
Just
they're gonna pick you up for sure.
Okay, I should be safe.
Over on the other side is the more industrial side of things with a bunch of large refiners, atmosphere harvester, and an antimatter reactor in a big old glass building that I just built because it looks cool, not for any other real purpose. There's lighting in the floor that'll turn on at night as well too, which is pretty cool. If anybody could actually use the refiners, it'd be kind of nice, but until we
But you mean nobody can use the refiners you have on your base, you mean?
I know. Isn't that fun?
I'm using it right now.
Yeah.
You can use them?
Yeah.
They fixed that?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but yeah.
It doesn't say object in use?
No, I can just put stuff in here now. I can say
it's been a problem for us for a long time.
I make glass.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, the base works. Woo!
I put frostwood in here. Can you see if it's frostwood in here?
Oh my god.
I put frostwood in this one. Can you see if it's in there?
I can see it.
Where's
Whoa.
Let's take a look.
Oh, they fixed it. Oh, I think they fixed it. Yeah, for the longest time we haven't been able to use like if I go to one of your bases, maybe it's because we're all in the same group though. I wonder if that's got something to do with it. Yeah.
Well, there is a feature on in your menu in the settings which allows for those to be used.
Yeah, I've got it set to anybody, and I've had it for a minute. Like,
I think there was a patch they came out with not long after the last expedition where they did some work on that to allow the ability for others to use refiners when visiting other bases.
I'm so excited.
But that was definitely a point of contention when the expedition was out. Was people wanted to visit other bases and use that to help them through the expedition.
Right.
But nobody could use refiners, if you remember, and a lot of people were a little upset about that.
Yeah.
But they did come up with a patch to address that, and as far as I know, they work now. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So that's always great.
So jump over the edge real quick and come down here. And then go ahead and open this little secret room down here. I like this one. This guy is a little panic room that we have, in case things go sideways, Oh, there's a big old tree in your way. Shoot, sorry.
This one.
Yeah, so we got a little panic room with some red lights and a bunch of weapons. You got to have it just in case. I wish I could see that tree. I could try to take it out too.
I'm panicking because Beeb whipped out his multi-tool.
There you go.
Easy there, little
struggling.
Guy. Easy there.
That multi-tool is struggling. So that's the panic room on this side. I thought that was kind of fun. If you're gonna have a big mansion, you got to have like a bit of a bunker kind of thing. And then on the other side, I haven't worked out a good walkway to get over to this thing. I tried it a bunch of different ways, but it just. Every time I did it, I had some kind of weird issue. But over here, I have what I like to call the RGB bar. So if you see the red, green, and blue up above it, it's just another one with, big 360-degree views of all that beautiful water and a nice little bar with some taps. Nice little lounge, that's kind of fun.
These are shot glasses.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well, when you got a party, you got a party.
Yep.
You got to go hard. And every now and then, not every night, unless that's what you do, it's fine. So this whole base, there's some cool stuff on it. If you kind of look off toward the north a little bit, you're going to see kind of a green tower. That's all the EM that runs this base. So the base has an EM hotspot. It also has an oxygen hotspot on it as well. What you might have noticed, the oxygen container on the way in was sitting by the front door. It's got about 10,000 oxygen in it for anybody who wants it. The idea being like you could come here, grab that stuff that I have growing. You could grab a bunch of O2, not have to worry. It's like a full stack. There's plenty of landing spots. There's also exocraft summoning stations everywhere. So you could pull. I don't know if it actually works for yours, but it might. I'm not sure.
What do you mean? There's oxygen here, 10,000.
Yeah, well, the exocraft summoning station.
I can call mine in if I want to.
Yeah, you can, right? Ah, sweet. That's exactly what I was hoping it would work for. I love it. Okay. Nice. Love it. That's so good.
Nice
Yeah,
clean
so
design for that electromagnetic generators there. I like that.
That's kind of cool, right?
Uh-huh.
So I just I use roofs, like just standard wooden roofing to make like that pyramid underneath it, and then just kind of glitched. I think I did 3. Is it 3 or 4? Let me see. I think I did 3
like
across.
3 levels.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I do them 2 by 2 by 2. I think it was just
A little bit of...
yeah. Yeah.
There's a little bit of a frame drop.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, I see that. The thing that I'm actually pretty impressed with myself on is I buried the line. If you look off, let's see, there's I guess to the west. Yeah, to the west. You'll see right where the sun's actually kind of going down is the oxygen farm over there. I buried the line way underground to bring it in over here so it wouldn't be visible, and it worked really well. I had to excavate for a while, but it was really, really fun. Like full on diggy hole. It was really cool. But it was crazy. I had to like place a marker, then burrow to it, then place a marker, then burrow to it, and just kind of try to keep going straight as best I could. There is a point where I'm standing right here where I actually kind of failed on it, but I was trying to bring it up, and I didn't dig far enough.
You know the trick with the base computer, with the build camera?
Maybe.
If you see my stream, no. I'm gonna take my thing, I'm gonna go and build camera.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move behind this mountain here, so the line between me and the camera, there's a mountain in between.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna press to go out of my build camera, and when I go under the ground, I press it again. Now I'm under the...
What?
And now I can build under the ground without having to dig.
No, I did not know this. Oh my god. Hey, you can see my tunnel.
Yep, I see your pipe, your tunnel going in the river.
There's my tunnel. Oh my god, dude. Oh, that's wild. Yeah, see, I kept it pretty straight. Look at me go.
Very clean.
I try. For building completely blind, I think I did pretty good. That's pretty cool, man. No, I had no idea you could do that.
It's a pretty cool.
That's really cool.
It.
That's neat, man. So yeah, so that's about it. We've got under the main like the main landing pad, we have what I like to call the vault, and that will give you access to all of your storage in case you can't get your freighter here for whatever reason, or if you don't have that built and you have it built on another one. If you go up and inside, it's all green because vault like a bank.
Mm-hmm.
But each door opens up to a new one, so it's tedious, but I thought it looked cool.
This is Gal Bank.
Kinda, dude. This is pre-Gal Bank, but yeah. I had the idea for first. But yeah, so I put in the standard office lighting.
I like these doorways as well to it with the it's a good idea.
It's kind of cool, right? And then the outside's all glass, so you can kind of see how the structure works. I thought I had... No, I do have floors built in up here. No, maybe I don't. I thought I did. Oh, I do. They're glass floors. That's true. Okay, there we go. Other than that, there's like a little farm back here as well, and I've got little short-range teleporters set up for these guys, so you can get around to them quicker if you wanted to. But there's a livestock unit and then a automated feeder. So I think there's a little bit of milk in there, but honestly, it has not been attracting any animals, and I feel kind of silly because I think I did something wrong, but I don't really know. But I did it so that you could access it from that teleporter and not have to like go down.
Yeah, there is something weird with the feeders. I never really figured them out myself.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a hit or miss. Yeah, you kind of have to sort of have them around, and you have to put the feeder, the pellets in the feeder, and constantly keep the pellets going.
Yeah,
it's a hit or miss with those. Sometimes you have to look for the right location where there happens to be animals spawning regularly. You can see the animal right down there now. I'm not sure if that's the same on your
Yeah, I'm
stream
seeing
there,
it.
Beebs, but yeah. So he's taking a couple of the pellets that are there, and they'll leave behind some stuff in the feeder, whether it's eggs or milk or what have you.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say
I've always
there's
had
10.
mixed.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've got 10 milk in there right now, and last time I was here I only had 5. So, and I haven't taken any out. So that is kind of interesting that something is happening. I just don't know what.
Yeah.
But I am seeing a, yeah, you're right. They're recently milked. Yeah, so I guess it did do something. Now it's got 11. All right, it's working. It's working.
Yep.
But yeah, that's basically our headquarters. It's a fun, weird, wacky little building, but it's one of the ones that I think has been really fun to build. I think it looks pretty cool. It's
You've
basic.
done a really cool job with it. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it's basic at all. You've used and incorporated an awful lot of different techniques in this base. I see a fair amount of glitch building, that you've used in here, which it's not something that's easy to learn in some cases. May I ask you where you learned your glitch building techniques from? Was it from?
Oh, you know exactly who I learned it from. I have learned everything I know about glitch building from Beebs, 100%.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
He's got a whole great variety of videos that can teach that kind of stuff. He's really, really, really good. I learned all my glitch building techniques, from him myself, and yeah. So fantastic! I love seeing a whole mix of different things, both glitch building and regular sort of snap 2 building. Finding that sort of fusion between the two is something that's somewhat difficult at times. And interior decorating is, don't feel bad at all. Everybody has a difficult time with interior decorating.
So bad with it.
It's not easy to make it look, realistic, right? And you put a few things down. You're like, okay, what else do I need? Well, sometimes simplicity is best too, right?
Yeah.
So I'm for me, I'm very much a minimalist. A lot of my bases, it's mostly aesthetically pleasing on the outside, and then you walk in and there's like not a whole lot there, just a few functionality things or what have you.
I've built many walls. What do I put in them?
That's right. Yeah, look, I built a 132 sided sphere.
Yeah,
but I can't put anything in it,
Right.
So this is giant empty space, right? So
yeah.
Hello.
All right.
Did we lose
now?
Beebs?
No, I was just doing an echo.
I was gonna say, if you guys would indulge me, there is one more I would like to show you, and it's pretty quick.
Sure.
So I'm gonna warp to it real quick.
All
I
right.
believe it's in Euclid.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in Euclid.
It's my ship. Where the heck did I park my ship, Beebs?
Behind the building.
This is the place that this base is on. I've never seen another scenario like this. The sun will never set, and it's in this constant state of sunset.
You're on the North Pole.
I might be. Yeah, I very well may
one
be.
of the poles. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really wild, and I didn't mean to be. I just where I put it up, it's just absolutely incredible. I am there whenever you guys are ready.
All right.
And you'll see a planet called Planet Morgan. That'll be where I am. Yeah.
I love all the pirate themes.
Oh, this one's actually okay. I wish I could claim the pirate one on this one, but this is a dusty, barren. Well, not barren, but it's a like a desert planet, and I've named this base Red Redemption. Unfortunately, I don't have really good parking here. I think I've only got the one spot. Hang on, I'm gonna move my ship before you guys get here. There we go. So I was naming it actually after Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish I could claim the Captain Morgan side on things, but yeah, now not this one. This one I wasn't that clever with. But it's so deserty, I couldn't resist.
Ah. Stormy.
Yeah, see, this is the weird thing. I've never seen a storm on this planet. Everybody else who's come here has. and I don't understand why I haven't. It really trips me out, man. I don't understand what the deal is. Yeah, like I'm seeing what you're seeing, and that's far from what I'm seeing.
I'm wondering.
This is above 3,000 pieces, just FYI. Yeah, so this one may take a second to render in, if it even plays nicely with us.
No, I'm wondering if this base is one of your first planets you visited after you started the game.
No, I don't think so.
Because sometimes when you start a game, some of the storms are scripted and some of the non-storms are scripted. So.
Oh.
So I can find a planet when I start a game and I find a planet there is no storms, but I go on there during my tutorial. The scripted storm will happen and then it never stops. You keep having storms.
No kidding. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's a very real possibility of what might happen here then.
But yeah, I don't know. Just
This is just for anybody listening at this point. This is a pretty hefty nip farm, as well as it's got everything growing that you would need for stasis devices. So it's heavily glitch built, and that technique you saw me use in the lounge at the last base is in monster full swing on this base.
Plants, multiple plants will definitely affect the rendering. There's too many plants, so
there's going to be a lot.
Yeah,
there's a lot. This one has, I think, in the neighborhood of 1,800 plants on it.
Oh wow!
This took a while. This one took a while. Yeah, so I'm seeing what Beebs is seeing, and that's what everybody else typically sees. I have a beautiful sunset happening constantly. So I think, Beebs, I think that's exactly the case. Yeah, all right. So you're out. Yeah, Beebs, you're on the main floor. There should be a short range that should take you down to the bottom floor. There he is. All right, cool. So yeah, so I have 4 different grow houses down here. Each one, yeah, it's not fully spawning in. Yeah, you don't see the domes, do you? Shoot. Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, give it a minute or two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there are 4. Yeah, I was gonna say there are 4 biodomes in here. Each one acts as like a big button, and when you push it, it harvests, anywhere between 2 and 400 nip plants. Which then we have four houses, as it were. So each wing has the same design.
It's a missed opportunity here.
Oh yeah.
You should have every time you collect from a biodome 420 nip plants.
I tried, man. I tried so hard, but it started glitching on me so bad while I was like starting to build these. I was like, never mind. I can't do it. I know.
Biodomes are popping in, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm seeing biodomes.
I know. I tried so hard to get it right. I swear. I swear. The thought crossed my mind. The other thing I did, which is kind of a silly little design, and I'm sure this has been done a bajillion times, but in each one of the short range, I shrunk down a little base teleporter too, so that no matter which floor you were on, you could still access one, and not have to be like, oh, I want to get back to the main floor before I can teleport out. This is designed to be as easy to use as possible, which I don't think you can see, which is, yeah, you can't see it. It's killing me. It's killing me. Yeah. But this
is No Man's Sky. Give it time, it'll get better.
I know. Dude, that's a good motto. Give it time, it'll get better.
Yes.
Yeah, but 3,000 parts, like you said, is already hard to render in. Then plants and glass are another 2.
Yeah, but, luckily there's not a lot of glass here. The biodomes would be the only part. Well, by comparison.
There we go. The biodomes have glitched, become.
There they go. Very fair warning: if you do harvest all, it will be insanely loud. So
yeah, it's okay.
just FYI.
I'm not
by all means. Fix that bug yet. Yeah.
God, it's so loud, dude. First time I did it, I almost deafened chat. Like,
but
oh does
it make it noise when you collect the vanilla plants that much?
No. So you're saying like if you go up and just grab one?
No, I'm just wondering if you have a biodome and there's only 16 plants in it, does it make that
No.
much noise? Yeah, well,
No.
it's not
no,
really
no,
a
no.
bug, then it's just we are just
we're grabbing a lot of them all at
overdoing
once.
it a bit.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, yeah.
Well, everything renders in, so that's good. I mean, I think
It looks
everything renders
pretty.
in.
Yeah, that's actually looking pretty good for the most part. Yeah, that's not bad. So yeah, so you're looking at that's how my my grow operation works. Each corner you can go hit harvest all, and that'll help you harvest an entire house very quickly. I used to have to do it one by one. Then we kind of went back to the drawing board and figured out that when shrinking down these biodomes, they still occupy, when you hit the harvest all, their full size. Which is pretty neat. I don't know if that was ever intended, but then again, glitch building isn't necessarily intended anyway. So I took to creating little grids using wires so that I could glitch each one of these plants in. Did it, 400 to 500 times ish per grow house, just so I could make sure that whenever I wanted to turn these in, it was an absolutely absurd number. And then set about making the rest of the base kind of fun. Sitting on an EM hotspot, it's a pretty major one. I think it's only a C class, but I have a lot of EMs down here. The base is built on a core, kind of like a castle coming up through there. And there's room for even more up above, because yeah, and then I like doing an EM core. I don't know, I'm weird. Oh, it's a B class, yeah, no. Never mind.
I see the teleporter. There it is as well. Nah, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
That's a good idea as well.
Well, I was just going for something that would make it easier to get around, because I knew I'd come in, move quick, and then go to like the next spot. So that's the main floor, and then the top floor. Top floor is a similar idea, but this is all for when you get up here anyway. This is all for fusion igniters, so you'll see a similar kind of design. But it's much more open. This is where all the glass is. It's a lot of open air. But similar kind of thing. Each one of these light tables has, I don't know, probably close to 50 to 100 plants in them. So when you harvest all, you knock both of those out, then you move over here, you knock both of these out, and then vice versa. And then I've got some carbon stored so that you can grab it if you need that too. But the idea was to be able to come in here and say, I'm going to grab a huge amount of nip as well as grab all the stuff that I would need to make a ton of stasis or fusion igniters. Sorry.
It's a pretty good money farm, that's for sure.
That's the idea. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so that's I call this Red Dread Redemption. Nothing too crazy, but this is me getting extreme with glitch building for practical reasons. I do the practical side. You do the artistic and fun. Mine is just like your build. I'm going to make money.
some cool design elements in here for sure.
Yeah, thanks. I've got a couple underwater ones, but these two I think are pretty cool. But yeah, I wish you could see the
very good.
Sorry. I wish you could see the planet the way I do, but yeah, we get what we get.
It's the hidden gems within the planet. The space is really cool. I like how you've sort of combined, a whole lot of nip with the fusion igniters that you can craft yourself. You've done a really good job, determining, the distance needed to be able to harvest all without actually having the plants inside the biodomes themselves. And that's not something that a lot of people sort of have learned, that you can, if you, resize your biodome to a smaller size, I guess the distance or the area that it covers is still covered,
right?
Even when smaller. And so, of course, when plants are outside the resized dome, you can harvest everything, that is outside of them within that perimeter that it would normally take up on its regular size. That's right. A really cool feature of the game. Again, it's not really spoken of very much, unless you're sort of, in that sort of community where somebody has figured out a way of doing certain things, like well, like this, for example. And the same follows for other things, you know, like reskinning ships and other, you know, duping glitches that you can manipulate the game with. So very
Sure,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, I like the
Um,
simplicity of it, where you've just got, you know, one planter with like 50 plants on a single planter. That's a great thing. Yeah.
you know, after building the 4 houses down below, when I started building this up here, I was like, you know, what'd be nice is to not have to have like a million of these light boxes. Maybe I could get smart and
Yeah.
cram everything in one space since we're glitching it. Let's use our brains here, Dread. You know.
Yeah, the ability to glitch multiple, you know, products or multiple things, items onto a single glitch point, unlimited. It seems is really kind of cool, and that's been manipulated, you know, with a few things like teleporters, creating like a kind of a teleporter cannon,
Oh, I still
and
have to
things
do
like
that.
that. Oh,
Those are
well, let
so
me tell you,
funny.
when you glitch one of these teleporters, you know, 100 of those things or more, you know, on a single spot, it is so bright and so overpowering. You walk up to it and you're
It's just a
suddenly, you
beacon.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, and you hear the you know your fans starting to kick on in the PlayStation computer. You're like, oh, here we go. What's
This is
gonna
not
Yeah.
good. This is
happen?
not good.
You want to teleport something? I can teleport you with the PlayStation and all.
Yeah, right. And it has actually melted. It is in a puddle.
Yep.
Yeah, the biggest nip operation I ever built. It's not even on this save. It was on the PS5, and then I learned some black magic tricks from Beebs, and got one over onto my recording save that I have here.
Oh.
It is a monster farm. Makes this look silly. But the amount of time it would take to render in would just not be worth it. I can tell you that right now. But we've called that what the heck did we call that one? Castle Dread, maybe? I don't remember. Dread Fortress or something. I don't remember.
The
But it
dreaded
was
base for sure.
it's huge. It's humongous. Yeah, went way crazy with it. It was not a good move on my part. That 3,000 limit, pretty hard spot. I think that one's sitting at like 6,000 or 7,000. I don't know. It's insane.
It's all part of the learning curve, right?
Oh yeah. Oh man, that one's nuts. Fort Dread, yeah, USM, thanks. Yeah, it's Fort Dread, man. It's been a minute since I visited that one. Fort Dread's crazy. But yeah, I think there's like one other spot like my garage, but there's nothing crazy with that. So if you guys wanted to go there, that's the other one that I thought was kind of a cool build, but there's nothing too crazy with that. It does have a cool launch tube for the Minotaur though.
Well, we can finish off there. That's okay. We can jump in the...
Sounds good.
Let me see, where's my ship now again? Isn't that not my ship? Yeah, that's my ship. Why didn't that show a marker?
All right, I'm making the warp right now.
Anomaly.
Anomaly. You can't help it. Somebody does it, you have to immediately. Right, I am there.
Alright, we'll just have to... I'm still flying inwards.
Get my ship out of here.
Good. Dread Captain James. Yes, there we go. I just saw the ball passing by.
I do love the ship.
That is cool, man. I love that thing. All right, so while you guys are on your way, this was a build that I knew I was gonna need if I wanted to be able to have all of my exocraft available at any given time. Especially like having the exocraft summoning station in your freighter, you know, that's really a powerful thing, but that means you do have to own a spot where you put these guys down. So naturally I decided I need a garage. So I built one to house all of them minus the Nautilon, or Nautilin, whatever, however you want to call it, you know. And this one actually turned out pretty good. Yeah. Pronunciation on that one, I always feel like a goober when I say it. This one turned out pretty good, but I always had lighting issues, and it wasn't until about, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was turned on to the candelabra light plant that throws a stupid amount of light, and now this thing looks really good. So,
sir, wait, don't fly away, don't fly away. Is that?
They're so bright.
Well, it is not here.
No.
It's just a class. Okay. I was thinking it said I have to check because I do like these explorers with the long wings.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, those are so good looking.
There's some serious T-Rexes running around here.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Jurassic Park happening. They're very aggressive. Just FYI. Yeah, I see him coming up to come say hi to me. Apparently, he doesn't want to walk inside though.
No, it should be.
It's like a vampire. I didn't invite him in. Yeet. PETA's gonna get mad at me for that one. He looked at me funny.
Didn't see it.
I did see it. All right. But so anyway, so this one I have like a simulated garage door up above. The idea was to try to make it look like it could close.
Yeah. Cool.
And I've made the big one before, but it wasn't big enough for this spot. So like I've taken the regular garage door and sized it way up. So I knew I'd never be able to close this, but I thought it'd be kind of cool if I could at least make it look like a garage door. And I think it turned out okay. I think it's pretty neat. But yeah, so it's big enough to fit the Colossus, and the rest of them are all, I glitched in every single one of them so they'd be dead center to the points where I wanted them to be and not look like they were, just slightly out or whatnot. And we put interesting little lights around them to kind of give them just a little bit more of the industrial look. There is if you come over here and summon your Minotaur, here, let me get, mine's named Tim. I'm going to get him out of the way real quick. Tim the Minotaur. Here, let me get him out of the way. If you summon yours in, it'll, if you look up in the ceiling, you'll see the launch tube. He'll land right there. Very Titanfall 2, which I think is so cool.
I never named mine. Normally I name mine's Johnny.
Johnny?
Because they're all
Mine,
walkers.
for some reason, have always had a T name. We had Tina, we had Tiny, we had Tim, we've had Todd. I'm trying to remember the other names. We've had a bunch of other. They're all hilarious.
Because they are, the Minotaur is a walker, so I call them Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. But yeah, so bottom floor is just a decent spot to house them all. You can actually drive them out and park them back in here. It's big enough, which is pretty cool. Then the second floor is predominantly just decorative, except there is a ton of carbon in case you want it. It's all running off of solar up in here, so the base never shuts down. But the thing that I think is kind of neat is I managed to build where yeah, Beebs, you parked here. This is perfect. I built a landing pad up into the roof, and I think it actually turned out pretty well. Although it is a horrible stormy mess up here.
I can see my cape is in my face.
No, right?
Yeah, you merged that into the floors really nicely there.
Yeah, I do a lot of. I try to kind of hide the pads a little bit, but leave that like cool looking logo sticking out as much as I can. Sometimes it works. Yeah. I feel like it works a little bit better with wood sometimes, but this one turned out okay. And the thing that I've noticed is that when you use that, it actually looks like the ship is sitting on the ground rather than hovering like 3 inches above it.
I can actually get in my ship from here.
Oh, no way! Are you serious? Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, I never knew that. Oh, that's too funny. Well, you just taught me a shortcut in my own base, man. That's awesome. But yeah, so this is, again, like no big deal, but just total practicality as far as like using glitching to space everything and keep it nice and tidy looking. And it's pretty cool. The only downside is when there's a storm and you go onto the bottom floor because of our silly rules.
Yeah.
You're sitting outside in the storm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
There used to be some tricks, but this doesn't work in a garage anyway, so
it's a bummer. It's a bummer. Because then when the
I like
storm
the
happens,
rainbow on the horizon there. That's
Yeah.
a great little effect right there.
it's a cool looking planet too. It's a little harsher than I'd like it to be. But it's a garage, you know. What do you? how much? How upset are we gonna get, really?
Mhm.
You know. But yeah, guys, that's some of the stuff I've done.
very cool.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys for putting up with me on that aspect of it.
Wait, wait. Do all the walkers now call Johnny? They all call Johnny.
Are they all called Johnny? No.
They're all Johnny
it's,
Walker.
it's because of the multiplayer. So no.
Oh,
they
yours
all-
are named Tim for me.
Yes. I was looking around and I'm suddenly seeing this walker pass by Johnny. I said, what? I didn't turn on the AI, and then I see it's DG squared is in sight.
There goes Johnny's Walker. That's so cool.
These mechs are made for walking. That's just
And
what they'll do.
They'll do. Oh, now the storm clears out.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, I'm liking the whole idea behind the base, the practicality of it all. All of your bases have had a practical sort of element to them, and I always really kind of dig that. That's sort of something I always try and incorporate in my community bases, is the functionality aspect, because obviously you want to not just build a base, but have something that other people can enjoy and take advantage of as well. So
Yeah, that was the
Fantastic work.
thought process. I have a couple of mine bases that I built specifically for the community. I've got like an oxygen mine. I think there was a pyrite mine because I love using that instead of tritium. There's a rusted metal mine that I built, and then I think there was a nitrogen mine. Just as like, if you're going to be using refiners to synthesize a bunch of stuff, it's the kind of stuff that you want to have to kind of get you off the ground. I had a plan to do one for just about every resource, but time time makes that kind of hard. Plus it racks up the against your allotted piece limit. So but yeah, no, that was definitely the idea too, is if people didn't want to build that stuff themselves, here are the coordinates. You can warp in anytime you want, and grab this stuff. Plus each one of my mines always has like a large refiner. It'll have your teleporter on it. It'll have a spot to land. Every now and then I'll throw a different type of an amenity on there, just in case, on the off chance somebody ever actually does land there, they'll be like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, it is fun
Excellent
to come
work.
across a random base that is like never expected would be there. So
Yeah. And sometimes you got to top off on oxygen. I swear to God, is like one of the most important things in the game. So first one I built was an oxygen mine, and I was like, hey, seriously, if you're new to the game, this is what you need. This is super helpful. If at the very worst, it'll help keep you alive. You need this.
Yeah, oxygen and carbon, always
Yep.
always something you always run out of. So it's like constant replenishment.
1000%.
I can't tell you how many forests I've cut down just in carbon alone. So
I've discovered that there's a really neat little way to get yourself carbon without having to lay waste to a really nice forest, and it's having an oxygen mine. Once again, I've been preaching the oxygen mine for way too long at this
yeah,
point.
you can
but-
refine it. Yeah,
Bingo. But there's a way that you can, it's like an infinite loop of refining too, where you can say, okay, I'm going to take this, I'm going to refine 3 oxygen to make 3 carbon. And then you leave the oxygen in and you drop the carbon below, which then makes condensed carbon. And then you then take that condensed and add to the oxygen, which makes 6 times the amount. And then break the condensed down. And now you have double the amount. It's a crazy little line, but you can take a very small amount of something and make a very large amount of it. And if you're willing to put the time in. But the refiners are awesome. There's a whole method to those that are just
yeah. The refiners would always been a fun thing. It used to be the meta for making money. For a while.
Oh yeah,
You could make an activated indium with chromatic metal. Indium with chromatic metal, but that kind of died out as well.
I know, because they nerfed the living daylights out of it, didn't they?
Yeah,
they pulled it down like
yeah.
1/6 of what it was it used to be, I think. That's rough. And then I think there was a chlorine nerf too, wasn't there?
Yeah, chlorine, cobalt, all been nerfed.
Yeah. Bless you.
They tend to run in cycles like that.
You were about to ask a question, DG, when we interrupted you.
Sorry.
I was. What's next for Captain Dread?
That's a good question. We've been doing a very, very, very in-depth lore dive on the channel. I've just gotten through a good chunk of the Gex stuff today. So I'm going around, I'm doing all the monoliths, I'm doing the abandoned buildings, I'm doing shoot, what was the other thing? There's the Colossal Archives. I got all the way through the Sentinel Pillars. There's a couple other things I've done, but like I haven't done any like the Crash Freighters. I haven't done any of the Derelicts. I have done them, but like collecting the lore wise, I haven't done those. And I've been working on like trying to complete the language for the Gek. I've got like 254, so I've got like another 750 that I need to get. So like the lore dive has been pretty cool, and it's opened up our eyes a ton to a lot of the backstory to help us piece together what's going on right now, what's coming in the future, and get a better idea of like for the last couple days we've been doing Gek, so we've got a much better and clearer picture. Like I had no idea they had like a eugenics program. That's insane. They're nuts. So like we've been like kind of tearing our hair out over learning all this crazy stuff, and you realize this very cartoony, fun, beautiful game is super dark when you get into it, you know. But so yeah, we'll probably rock through the other two species in the coming weeks, I think. And then probably start moving into finding the boundary failures. You know, the lore. I think the lore dive is definitely a long. That one's going to be around for a while. I'm gonna have to sprinkle in some base building because there's only so many times you can scan, go to something, read it, scan, go to something, read it, you know, before you start kind of losing your mind a little bit. But it is really interesting. It's like crazy interesting. But yeah, a lot more lore, and definitely we need to start building some new bases and do something. I gotta find now that I'm aware that, you know, sac venom is significantly stronger than a lot of the other crops that you can grow. I'm gonna start trying to figure out new interesting farming builds. I think that's something I want to mess around with.
Yeah, there's a infinite different ways that you can create a farm, and whether or not you're looking for resources or just money making and so on and so forth. Sac venom is one of those easy ones when you're doing an expedition to throw up a little farm there with some sac venom in there and make some quick cash.
So fast. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I remember the days when it was like Album Pearls and Ravitina Orbs were the big ticket items, and those have, you know, sort of fallen by the wayside quite a bit now. You know, with the invention of the AI valves and some of the other craftables as well that you can create. So I think they nerfed the AI valves, and then they gave it back. So as far as I know, I think AI valves are still worth a crap ton of money. But there was a time when they really nerfed those heavily because so many people on the anomaly just handing them away. And you know, it's nice to give a gift to somebody, but at the same time, you know, too big of a gift can kind of ruin the
whole experience
and the mood and experience of the games. So
yeah, I see that on Reddit a lot. People going, some guy in the anomaly just gave me like 200, you know, stasis devices. What do I do with them? And people are like, well, you can sell them and not have to worry about money for the rest of the game, or, you know, just destroy them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's nice, but it's also like,
it's nice.
does kind of ruin it.
Is this
at
your,
some point?
whose mech is this?
It's probably mine bouncing around like an idiot.
Because he was like going off, shooting stuff in the distance.
I was gonna say mine's sitting patiently out here. Although I'm gonna tell him to go have some fun too. Go murder. Go murder.
I think the AI has improved on these mechs.
Oh my god,
bit.
the AI in these things is so savage.
Because
I
they
got
used
into
to
a fight
be
with.
used to be following you all the time, but now they seem to be really wandering off.
Yeah, actually, he did just walk off on his own. I don't know what he's doing.
He just shot one of the dinosaurs. There's another one in the distance. He's walking around.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that one's mine. Okay, this one is mine, I believe. They're shooting each other.
Oh my god, they're killing everything. Oh my god.
Oh, they're murderers, I'm telling you.
Oh yeah. I got in a fight with some of the horrors, you know. I always forget what they're called, but like the little scorpion
Biological
alien
horrors, yeah.
Yeah, those guys, yeah. And at one point I guess I was like, forget it. I'm just gonna call in my mech. And he drops down and just absolutely goes full RoboCop on him. And I'm just sitting there looking at this absolute slaughter with horror at how savage this thing was and just dying. Like, I didn't have to touch any of them. This thing moved at lightning speed. It was amazing. They're super cool. I love these guys.
Yeah, they destroy everything in their path. They're pretty deadly. They can help out an awful lot at those sentinel pillars. Like you said, the horrors, various other aspects. You know, just have one of these AIs and have them follow you around, and they just take care of business for you. You run around in circles, and they'll just take care of it for you. It's really almost overpowering at some point. Like, you know, kind of taking the fun out of the game here. I'd like to shoot something now, please.
When's it gonna be my turn?
Yeah.
I would like for us to be able to color our mechs again after you upgrade them. I miss not having mine in like my black and red, and like it's all blue, which looks cool, but I get it. It's like Laylab's colors. I get it.
Yeah.
But like
we can color our other Exocraft. Why not this one? So
right.
It should be there. You know.
I know. It drives me nuts. Yeah. But it's not so bad.
All right, I think we're getting to the end of the show. I know that DG always likes to end off with one more question.
Sure.
I do. If you were to see Sean Murray walking around down on the street, would you have something you'd like to ask him?
Oh man. God, that's a really good question. I probably wouldn't ask him anything about No Man's Sky, honestly. I would probably, well, it would be about No Man's Sky. I would, yeah, all right, I got one. Well, it's sort of one. Man, it's just like evolving 1,000 times in my head right now. I would probably ask him how far he wants to take No Man's Sky. Both, like, chronologically, not chronologically, but like how many more years would he keep developing for it? And then the follow-up, I know it's a two-parter, but the follow-up would be what would be next? Would it have a sequel? That's what I think I would ask him. If he would answer honestly. If not, then I would ask him what his favorite beer is.
Yeah. It's a good question, or a couple of questions there. You know, he's been outspoken in the media in the past, and other times he's tight like a drum. But yeah, really good questions. How long will he allow this to continue? And you know, what's next for him in terms of, you know, development for other games and so on. I think we're all looking forward to seeing what HG does next.
Yeah.
They've been talking about another game for years now, so we're all kind of curious. Is it going to be like a No Man's Sky, you know, 2.0, or is it going to be, you know, something completely different? You know, very much like what was it? The Last Campfire, I think they.
Yeah. That was actually pretty good too.
Yeah, it was a very short game, but a really good game, and I can see a lot of similarities to other gaming devs, which they look up to, you know, within the dev community. So it was a really, really good game. I think Beebs, you streamed it as well. That they've got the talent, and they've got personnel that can work on these things. So we're all looking forward to seeing what it is and when it's going to be put out. And I would hope that they learned an awful lot of really good lessons in the launch of No Man's Sky on how to launch the next game, and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting to see, and who it's going to be, for.
Right.
Excuse me, whether they release it on PC only at first and then slowly integrate other platforms, or whether or not they stick with Sony, because originally it was Sony and PC were the only two platforms that it was released on. And Sony had the rights, and so they had to really fight to get it onto PC. Really, really good questions, and I think we'd all like to know some of those.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the one that we're all at this point, right? We're 7 years in. I think the big question has got to be like, how much longer is this going? Because we're talking 18 quintillion planets, right?
Yep.
Which means a similar number of stars, because every system has to have at least 1 or 2 planets, right? So something similar in the quintillions, I would imagine. That's darn near infinite. That means there could theoretically be no end in sight. But how long would they even keep the servers running with all of our data and our bases and our characters, our saves? Like, that's a ton. That can't be cheap.
Yeah, and I think they use Amazon servers, so they have to pay for those. It's an awful lot of data that's being transferred, and how long they're able to maintain that. That alone, you got to ask yourself, how can they maintain that when there's free content out there all the time? Where's the money being generated from?
Right.
So,
yeah, it makes me wonder. But there's a pretty constant stream of new players coming in, so I don't know if that's heavily Game Pass related, or if it's actually just people buying it. But you got to give them credit. I mean, it's on literally every platform you could ever possibly imagine it being on, including Mac, which is nuts.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, they're obviously not done with it, and if they are, it's a weird place to be putting in this much effort.
Yeah, they rely solely on game purchases, for their revenue, and they've reached every market in terms of whether it's console or whatever platform that's out there. I mean, Switch, Steam Deck, that sort of goes hand in hand there with the Steam Deck, but they've hit everything except for mobile, in terms of like mobile devices, like your phone.
Right.
And there was talk about being on the iOS mobile device. I
remember hearing this.
But they never really delved further into that, and I think they wanted to get into the MacBook first and get the iMac Pro or whatever integrated into the system first, and then go from there, because that's like a whole new market altogether. How Apple runs their systems, and how updates are done as well, right? Because it has to, a game has to pass their criteria before they put it on the App Store. Updates and all this, have to go through a stringent, process of updating and making sure these updates and patches are in place before they've even introduced it. So, it's like this whole new market that they've entered into on that one. So I'm still hopeful that we'll see it on mobile devices. What is your thing doing there, Beebs?
Oh man, that is having some serious issues.
Whee!
Is this yoga with Beebs?
Oh man, I don't know, but I need to be part of this. This is wild.
Every time
This
I'm
is
walking
some
away, look.
Pilates
Way
kind of
more
move.
flexible than
Whee!
I am. Holy moly.
Whee!
Beebs teaches his mech Pilates.
Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, that looks like it hurts so much. All I can think of is that scene from Iron Man 2 where what's his name? Justin Hammer is like, yeah, no, we did have that one mishap with the pilot, and the suit armor just completely turns around only from the waist, and you hear the guy scream inside. That's what's happening right here.
Oh dear. You gotta love this game. The bugs, are it's an endearing quality at this point now when you see some of these
handle
crazy
this.
little bugs.
This thing is bending over itself. Oh my god.
Something wrong there.
Oh man. That's gonna leave a mark.
To reinstall that tech.
Oh man, you're gonna have to take a look at that. There's something wrong there.
Yeah, a little bit of faulty tech you installed on that one, Beebs.
It's probably because he's standing very weird on the stairs as well.
Yeah.
So he's like trying to walk, but
He's trying to maintain. Oh my god. He's completely folding himself in half. It's absolutely phenomenal.
perfect for limbo.
Oh yeah. No, he's gonna win.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How low can you go? This guy all the way down.
All right. Well, this was extremely fun. I think we had a good chat.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on.
Ah,
Yeah, it's always a pleasure talking with new players and people that we don't, know. Around the community, you get to know an awful lot of names out there, and today was a really good chance for me to meet somebody new, which I haven't really talked to in the past, or seen an awful lot of content. So, I had to go ahead and do a little bit of homework and learn a little bit about, who Captain Dread was. And so it was really, really nice to get to know you and to see, what type of content that you've been putting out and what you like to do and everything else. So I guess welcome to the No Man's Sky community, and we hope to see a whole lot more of you.
I'm not going anywhere, so thank you for the welcome, man. It's been an absolute pleasure getting a chance to talk to you. And Beebs, it's super cool that I get a chance to talk to you. We're always talking through text, so it's really cool.
yeah, I was like, we still have a No Man's Sky content creator. I have not. So yeah, that was it. Again, for the people that have not done so, the links are in the pinned comment or in the description of the video. You can find both links to the YouTube channel and the Twitch channel of Dread Captain James. Definitely go and check them out. And thank you again for being here, and the 87 likes. I really appreciate that as well. 07 guys to you.
That's awesome, man.
And of course, DJ, thank you for being here with me again, and Dread as a guest. Appreciate you jumping in.
Absolutely.
Always
Thank you
a
for having
pleasure.
me.
Sorry, I was late, you guys.
No worries. I really was thinking that it was the time difference. I said I should have probably let him know that I actually changed my time, but yeah. What is
we did as well in Canada, and I just straight up slept in. It was a long night at work, so somehow I missed my alarm, and yeah, that one's on me.
No worries. Everything went well in the end, so
Absolutely.
Great.
anyway, I'm gonna close up the stream here. I'm not sure if anybody's streaming. Can we raid somebody? Let's see if there's anybody streaming right now. No? Ricey? We could stream Ricey. Yeah, let's raid Ricey.
Ricey's a good choice. Yeah.
Let me just check this up. Edit, customization, redirect to Mr. Ricey Starship Emporium. Save. If you have not checked out Ricey, he's a Starship hunter in No Man's Sky. Not a big fan of Starship customization.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
But guys, check him out. He's a cool dude. He finds some really amazing ships, and he's just a very enjoyable streamer as well. And we will see you again next time for another Studio 16 next month in December. And otherwise, check my channel out. Tomorrow we're gonna be live with some more Starfield Space Engineers, and Saturday as well. So definitely check out the channel if you are interested in that. All right, closing off. Where's my button?
Take care, everyone.
See you all. Bye-bye.
Beeblebum.